Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the ReelTok Podcast. We've got quite a stacked one for you today, quite a lot to go through as usual. Quick few mentions. Please make sure you are rating us on Spotify and Apple. Give us a sub on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. Cam is providing some very comedic content on there at the moment that you don't
go like my Halloween finishes tweet. That's a good tweet.
That was a good tweet. And yeah, just check out all our socials. Check out our TikTok as well. Before we get into anything, how has everyone been? Tyler, I know you're away at the minute. How's everything going?
Going pretty good. I'm in America's heartland, Arkansas. It's officially, so I don't know if anyone listening to this is from Arkansas. Odds are someone's got to be. I've been to a lot of U.S. states. This is the slowest drivers in America, for sure, is in Arkansas. Absolutely abysmal on the roads. No one goes over the speed limits. And also, so I'm here for a wedding, which is... So yesterday, if any of you watch college football, it was one of the craziest days of college football ever, and everyone's blowing up my phone on TikTok, texting me. They're like, these are insane games. I'm like, I'm literally at a rehearsal dinner, not even watching. Very depressing moment of my life, but it was still fine. One comment I have for all of Gen Z, though. Gen Z, your wedding speeches suck. Honestly, everyone's wedding speeches suck. We all look for the same thing. Everyone tries to think of one. There's two options. People either go for the funniest story they can think of the groom or the bride and try to do something where everyone's like, oh, haha, lame, tired, don't do it. Or everyone tries to go for one anecdotal story and then connect it to some grander moral and symbol and theme of life, which is always lame and dumb. Either way, like the best wedding speeches are always done by like dads. The dads always give the best ones, just like a nice long story. But I'm just tired of hearing all these like Gen Z brothers, sisters, bridesmaids go up there and just give the lamest stories every single time. It's just every wedding I go to, it's the same like, oh, we went fishing and he's always like thought he got the biggest catch, but I knew he got the biggest catch of all when he met you. And I'm like, dude, like, come on. So Gen Z, every wedding speech I've ever heard from Gen Z sucks. Dads give it the best. Don't pull out an iPhone and read a wedding speech. Print it out on paper, write it on paper, take it out, be classy. That's my tips for you if you have a wedding speech come up in the future. Don't make fishing anecdotes. Don't make grander connections to life. Just tell something from the heart, read it from paper. That's my rant. It's over. But yeah, I'm here for a wedding in a very depressing hotel room in Arkansas right now. It's raining out, storming out. That's me.
That's good. That's a good juju.
Let's hope they're not listening. Let's hope they're not listening to people who are getting married, because Tyler started us off pretty sad there. But hope he goes well. Hope it continues. George, how have you been this week?
Good. Half the week I was finishing out my trip in LA, which was very fun, and then Thursday and Friday just spent catching up on all the lovely work I missed. So busy week. Tyler, Arkansas might have the slowest drivers, but LA has the absolute worst drivers in the world. These motherfuckers weave in and out of lanes like they're trying to die, and it's absurd. But yeah, week's been good. I cannot believe we're on episode 6 already. That's absolutely ridiculous to me. Time is flying.
Flown.
I just want to say congratulations to George for passing 300,000 followers, because we're manifesting that by the time this posts, we're past it. So I want to be the first to congratulate you.
Damn.
I hope by the time this posts, I'm hitting 300K.
If not, you look like an idiot.
If not, then we look like idiots right now.
Yeah, that's tough. Oh my.
Cam, how's everything going?
I'll say out in Indiana, we're pretty good drivers, or at least I am. Not a lot of people, but me specifically, I'm a great driver. Ask my wife; she thinks so. I'm good. Not a whole lot going on this week. Watched a lot of movies. I can't even remember like if I did anything fun. I didn't. I woke up one morning and was like, I don't know. It's just like it was like a bad morning. You ever have those? Like it's bad mental health day, and I'm gonna start shit posting. So I started posting like my 100 worst movies of all time. And that morning I also came up with a list. Am I allowed to share that now, Seth?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. So so I love movie TikTok, movie film talk, like ReelTok, whatever you want to call it. I love it to death. So I came up with a list of my least favorite things on movie TikTok. My top 5.
This could go on for a while.
It's just the top 5. It's just the top 5. So, well, and they're not in any order, but any montage that has Fight Club, but they blur out the word Fight Club because they're fucking really smart about it, and they're like, can't say Fight Club. Shut up. It's just a movie. whenever a clip from a show, and most of the time it's Modern Family, goes around and gets viral, and it's like, man gets stuck on plane next to his childhood hero, and it's just like Phil Dunphy sitting next to like it's like some magician, or it's Penn and Teller. Shut up! It's just Modern Family. And then one of them is, okay, but this scene of Megatron getting his squad together goes so hard from Transformers The Last Night. And then it's the stupid Suicide Squad type scene of all those Transformers coming together. I fucking hate those. And it's always a tweet recording of the video. And it's like, no, this scene sucks. And all of these Transformers suck. And then 99% of the shows being mid in 2022. And it's She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, probably another Marvel one, and then it's like the 1%, and they've got Better Call Saul,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. It's like, fuck off. You're not the only one that thinks like you're not original. I've seen this 12 times today. And then I didn't have a fifth one, so I'm just going with like any George Carmi post.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough.
I didn't have a fifth one. I tried thinking all week. I couldn't.
It's tough but fair.
I woke up and I was like, I'm just mad at the world right now.
You should post that, man. I feel like that would go pretty well. That'd be funny.
Probably
Offend
Maybe
some people as well.
Probably offend a lot of people. I swear I'm a nice person outside of being an asshole on the internet.
So we have been getting asked quite a few times recently. I think we got asked like on the first podcast and we never answered it. And Tyler mentioned it the other day. What do we actually all do for work? It seems like people have an interest for this. Not sure why, but whoever wants to kick us off first with our really interesting jobs, feel free.
I've been like ignoring this comment I get this comment on every single video. Every single video, someone asks, what do you do for work? Most of the time I get like Instagram DMs like, bro, how do you have time to post like 3-4 TikToks a day with your full-time job? What do you do for work? And it's like, one, I have so much in my drafts. Like I'm not making videos throughout the day. But yeah, for everyone asking, I work in operations and product development at a bond trading firm. It is stressful. It is fast-paced, but that is what I do.
Fair enough. Tyler?
Yeah, so I used to be an electrical engineer, and then most recently I've transitioned to more supply chain and operations and more managing people in a production facility that builds stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna like Jordan, I'm not gonna say like exact company and dox myself, but yeah. I used to be an engineer. Now I'm doing more like supply chain, business, operations stuff. But yeah, I work in the office every day. Used to work remotely last year.
That's bullshit. Some days you get work remote.
I'd say like 90% of the time I'm in the office. But my commute's like 45 minutes or 50 minutes each way. So I try to stay like remote anytime I can, which is pretty rare. But yeah, that's my profession. I went to college to be an engineer, but now doing more business C type stuff. And yeah, similar to George, we just find ways to post TikToks, but we definitely very much have full-time jobs that take like a lot of our attention. So we just work our way around it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say where I work. You can probably figure it out, but please don't like stalk me or anything. I'm also an engineer, supply chain engineer. I went to Purdue for industrial engineering. So just supply chain stuff. That's really all I'll get into. I go to work every day in the office. It's like a 45-minute drive. And you've probably noticed maybe if you follow me on TikTok, I don't post as much anymore because work is a lot with a child. And so now I try to wake up at about 5 a.m. and make some TikToks throughout the day or throughout the morning. And then that's what I try to do. So it's not going well though. I'm struggling.
You have an office at your job too, which is nice. I just got a cube, but you got yourself like a whole, like you got some square footage to your name.
The big time comes in the big time.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Again, please don't stalk me. I like my job. I like doing this on the internet. I like to keep them separate.
Facts. Nice separation of church and state.
Yeah.
I also get asked constantly. So I own a physique coaching business, which is literally what it sounds like, online personal trainer, I guess. And I get messages about it all the time. And if you are going to message me, asking me to like tell you what you should do, bulk or cut, whatever that might be, please don't message me on my business account or email me. Please message me privately. But yeah, so that's basically what I do. Just help people gain weight, gain muscle, lose fat, whatever it might be. And I work at home 24/7.
Hey Seth, if you're gonna message him, make sure you're sending him the cash too.
Well, actually, not now, because I have actually recently. I've not even told you guys this. I have actually capped my my numbers now, so I can focus more on the podcast. Content side of it. I found that I don't have drafts. I don't make drafts on TikTok.
Me neither.
I do them every day, and you know, like with everything I'm doing, closely, the position I'm in, I have to do all the admin along with all the work, the clients, whatever it might be. Recording TikToks as well as that, and having a growing client base, it's just stress, so much stress. I should probably take a leaf out of your two's book and actually do drafts, because when you're having to record every single day, like, it makes it a lot harder, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what we all do for work. Hopefully that was interesting. We're going to George's segment now on this day in film history. We don't have many this week. So in 1957, the musical film Jailhouse Rock, starring Elvis Presley, premiered in Memphis, Tennessee. Has anyone seen that? Because I haven't.
I have not.
Sure,
Brilliant.
Not. No.
Nice one. 2005, the Colbert Report, hosted by Stephen Colbert, first airs on US TV. A couple of birthdays, Norm Macdonald and Felicity Jones, and also the Texas Chainsaw Massacre film in 2003's film came out as well, which wasn't very good.
Also, IMDb told me The Prestige comes out tomorrow, but Google told me it comes out on the 20th.
That's why you can't. That's why
I know.
We can't trust anything.
If you're listening to this, I'm just saying. I know about it. I will. Last week we missed Whiplash and what was it?
We missed Whiplash last week.
Yeah.
That's
and
awful.
we missed another big
some
release.
other big one. But
yeah,
the problem with that is, like, IMDb lists like their first premiere date at a festival, because I've been doing the series like most iconic movie from each year, and I usually list off the big releases, and at least every one or two will get like one being like, this didn't come out in 2016. This came out like 2017. I'm like, well, shit, it came out in 2016 at December at some minor festival, but then 2017 is when everyone saw it. It's just like so hard to figure it out, like what the actual release dates were.
That exact same thing happened with one of my most recent TikTok videos. I posted top 10 movies of the 2020s, and I had Sound of Metal in there. And people were like, that was 2019. And I was like,
no, that's a 2020 movie, though.
Yeah, like it came out at a festival at the end of December 2019, but wasn't released to the public until like the end of 2020.
And that's the same issue with Letterboxd too, when we're doing, because I know at least George and I have our 2022 ranked, but like on the count of three, The Fallout, all these movies,
Black Phone,
like, Black Phone on Letterboxd say 2021, which like pisses my OCD self off, because when I'm making a list and see all the 2022s and I have to add in the 2021, I'm like, no, I know you're 2022. Stop making my OCD look at this 2021 in my best of 2022 series.
Yep.
But yeah.
I digress. Also, we should mention rest in peace to Robbie Coltrane, who obviously famously portrayed Hagrid in the Harry Potter franchise, a character who no doubt we all knew and loved, especially growing up. So rest in peace there. I'm not sure if any of you want to say anything about that, but he was definitely a massive part of my childhood.
He was just the most beloved Harry Potter character.
Easy.
Like I know people that dislike the character of Harry Potter, Voldemort, Hermione, Ron, Dumbledore, but no one in the world disliked Hagrid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was quite a sad death. Yeah, I was like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, this is, because he's such a cutie. Like, my girlfriend said the same thing. I was like, this dude's such like a cutie. Like, the actor, he looks so kind. The actor looks and embodies exactly what Hagrid looks like. He always looks happy and cheery. So yeah,
it's important to mention that, like, with most of the interviews with the cast of Harry Potter, they all said that he was pretty much the same in person as well, which is always a nice thing to hear. So rest in peace to him. We'll move on to some news now, and we'll kick it off with some comic book movie news, which is, of course, my favorite segment. Dwayne Johnson, kind of, I saw this as well, confirms that Henry Cavill Superman is back, or at least Superman will appear in Black Adam. Everyone got any thoughts on this? I know we mentioned that people leak everything now, and it kind of is. I'm not a massive fan of Black Adam, but if I was and I was anticipating this film, I would have been a bit downhearted about this, because it's a thing where you want that excitement to build up over time, and everyone just seems to leak everything, which is a bit shit.
They did this with No Way Home, and it's just like
No Way Home, yeah.
Why?
No, they did not as bad as this. Not as bad.
Okay,
as
fair.
No.
No Way Home was just unconfirmed set photos. This is like, but still, like,
I mean,
Why are-
unconfirmed set photos you can't do anything about, I feel like, but The Rock is doing interviews and he's
The
like,
Rock is doing it, yeah.
This also, okay, so early reviews have been the movie is fun and the movie is action-packed, and they're not even hiding the fact that Henry Cavill is in this movie. This is about to be a bad movie, right?
I don't know. So
say
is that a Rotten Tomatoes score of a 92? That's fake, right? Because
I think
I looked it up. The one
Right.
that the one that replied is like, I'll suck that fat blank of Dwayne The Rock Johnson because it's a 92. I think that, and everyone's replied and it's like, dude, you could have just said you're happy the reviews are good. But I've looked up the Rotten Tomatoes reviews and they're still not out yet. So I think that's fake.
I think there's a few on Letterboxd, but they're like saying the most of the legit ones that I saw were like around the sort of 3 to 3.5, like a 3 to a George kind of marker.
Yeah, there's
I mean, I don't
no Rotten Tomatoes score right now.
Yeah, I saw. You go, Tyler.
I was just gonna say, there's a couple trusted reviewers that I like to listen to and get their opinions on, and basically they said similar to what George is saying, like it's fun, action packed. Also, like another term I hear a lot of reviews is brutal. I hear it's very like the kill count is very like the kill count's very high in this movie. A lot of people compared it to Terminator. But yeah, I've not seen anyone say it's bad. I haven't seen anyone say it's great. But yeah, 3.5. I think it's
around that.
I think it's above average is what most people look for.
Yeah, I think it will be. It doesn't look bad. The bad thing about like Suicide Squad is it sucked and it also wasn't fun. So if you make a movie that like sucks and it's fun, at least you have a little bit of leeway there. But also, my man Soups, who I love dearly, I love Soups. Made a video talking about the reviews, and one of them says like there's no time to breathe in this movie. That's not good. Like that is not good in a movie. You need time to breathe.
That brings it down for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like overwhelming, just everything on top of it.
And like it was read as like this is like one of the greatest reviews ever, but like that's not good.
Cam, you're talking about 2016's Suicide Squad, right? Not James Gunn's.
I didn't say the Suicide Squad.
I just had to make sure. Yeah.
No, I love the Suicide Squad.
But yeah, it was an odd move for The Rock to go out there and do it, but he knows what he's doing. Like, I'm not trying to be a DC defender, but just playing devil's advocate. Maybe based on the position DC's in with how successful Marvel's being, they said, let's do a strategic leak here and promote that this is happening to get as many people's asses in the seats of the theater as possible. I mean, okay, we all know The Rock's a genius. He's a mogul. He's basically going to be a billionaire. But in the next, by the time George crosses 300,000 followers, The Rock is crossing $1 billion net worth. So he knows what he's doing. I feel like they probably decided to go forward with this because we talked about this in our group chat. He's not like the Kevin Feige of the DCEU, but at this point, he's absolutely the face of the DCEU. And they're kind of going with The Rock going forward because he's the face of Black Adam, DC League of Super Pets, doing all the promotion. I don't know. I think it'll probably make more money for the movie, just like No Way Home probably made more money because of the leaks as well, too. But it's just kind of what we talked about last week, where it's like you make more money, but kind of sucks as a viewer. I would have been insanely blown away to see that with no spoilers. Like I still haven't seen the clip, nor do I want to. So I'm still gonna be excited to watch that end credit clip, but my mind would have blown if I saw it.
I unfortunately did see a spoiler clip, but I said this like a while ago. I've accepted at this point I'll never see a movie and not have it spoiled. Unfortunately, my feed is 150% just movies, and 50% of those are comic book spoilers, which sucks. But just to this point, I get the ticket sales are going to be good because it's a comic book movie, but they're not like nearly as good as what DC probably wants. It's not going to make $1 billion. Well, it might now. I don't know. It wasn't tracking to get even close to $1 billion. And so, yeah, in that sense, this could be a good idea. Be like, hey, just in case anyone wanted to see this guy, maybe come back. So, but like, I don't know if you guys saw when like tickets dropped, I haven't got my tickets yet because to be honest with you, my theater is pretty empty so far. I've looked, but like Endgame, obviously you needed to get them right away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys say that this is not the first time you guys have said like you have no trouble getting like I bought Black Adam tickets the day they came out.
You're in New York.
They sold everywhere. The Batman, No Way Home, every movie just gets. Even X, I had trouble getting tickets for.
New York.
You're in New York.
George, do you go to movies? Do you go to movies in New York City though, or like a local?
No, I'm on Long Island. There's an AMC.
Yeah, but it's still like
6 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, but like, so I lived in Dallas the past 3 years of my life, which is like downtown Dallas, which is obviously one of the more populated cities in America as well. And yeah, the Batman had that early showing that everyone got those early tickets for. I got them the day of, like, they released right away those early tickets, but you can still get tickets that early showing like the day of in Dallas. And No Way Home the day of, I bought tickets for the first opening day. And in Wisconsin, Endgame day of. So yeah, I don't know. I've never really had problems. Like Knives Out, there's a ton of theaters near me in Phoenix playing Knives Out. Like they've all sold like 4 tickets so far. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get them the week of. I'm gonna go.
Like, I don't have that look. Like I've already bought Black Adam tickets, Wakanda Forever tickets, Knives Out tickets.
Haven't got any of them.
I think when No Way Home came out, obviously, like, Anna's a massive MCU fan. I'm sure we got tickets like 2 days before, and we were fine. And it's what I'm not like I'm from like a little town. I'm from a fairly major city as well. And we can get tickets like a couple of days before and be fine. So I've never really had that where I've had to like panic buy them almost. So I'm not having to see that.
For No Way Home and the Batman, I stayed up till midnight on like the day that they were released, and that's
unheard of here.
I got No Way Home tickets pretty quickly. The Batman, I was in the queue for like an hour and a half.
I think Endgame, Infinity War, I think they were. Yeah, they were probably.
Those are the only ones I had to like really get tickets right away. But No Way Home and the Batman, I got first day, just not first hour. You know,
Seth, I didn't know your significant other was a big MCU fan, so I'm surprised you never got into it till now. If she's a huge fan.
Yeah, we always had a different like taste. She's been MCU for probably since the first kind of ones came out when she was younger, and she loves it. And she's tried to get me into it for so many years. The only reason I went to No Way Home was really to go with her. That's it.
Right.
And I'd only watched a few of them previously, and that's the only reason I watched the Avengers and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's just not my thing. I don't know how we have gone from Black Adam to ticket sales and cinema experiences.
Well, now I'm gonna go even farther. Can I?
Yeah, go on.
Do you guys have like a specific place in the theater you like to sit? I am back row middle.
It depends.
Every time.
Back row.
Depends how busy.
Or yeah, dude, our theaters aren't that big. Like I'm back row. So George, you sent a picture and in New York, and there was like a 2-story.
Yeah,
I don't know where I'd do that. I've never been in a 2-story theater.
Well, that was the first time I've been in a 2-story.
Okay, theater. But our theaters aren't like that massive. So
yeah, even on Long Island, our theaters are huge. I like to be dead like middle row, middle seat as best as possible.
Okay.
Well, when I'll speak about this later. When I went to see this Decision to Leave last night, so I got there just as it was starting. I was rushing, and I thought, no one's going to be sat there now. I booked an NC because surprisingly it was really busy, like really busy. And I think it's because there was only like one showing in one of the cinemas in Sheffield, whatever. And I just thought, I'll sit in the middle central, because it's perfect viewing, really, isn't it? Mm. And these two people, they came 45 minutes into the film. And I obviously had to move. Like, if you're that late to a film, you just wouldn't go.
Just don't go.
You just go another time.
Don't go.
And then I'm sat on the end next to this, like, I don't know. Anyway, continue. So we also got news that I don't know if this is a rumor. I believe it is. Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto, whatever it is, in Ironheart. And I know that's a comic book villain from Marvel. People like my honesty with these sort of things. It's all right. Anyone got any opinions of this? I know that a few of you had a couple of things to say about the casting, stuff like that. What you thought about it?
I just love Sacha Baron Cohen. Like at this point, like he's Borat and Borat 2, not as much, and then like a lot of other things, but Borat especially. Just
have you seen Grimsby?
Yes. Yeah, I don't like that one.
A movie.
Have you seen like? And I don't like The Dictator.
I hate The Dictator.
Yeah, no, not as good. But like, I just love Sacha Baron Cohen. So this is great. This is like, if you've been, obviously, Seth, you have not, but if you've been following the shows since WandaVision, everyone fucking thought Mephisto would be in it. And that was the big, like, that was the first time I think MCU fans were like, had their expectations too high and it was a disappointment. And so now it's just kind of funny that they're bringing him back. But I've seen by enough sources and like enough like good sources that this seems like it's pretty much confirmed. But yes, it is still technically a rumor.
And then they're casting. I'll play the cynic here. They're casting a comedic actor in what should be a
That's
serious role.
That's fair.
He's done more. He's done like Les Mis are out, and he's done,
Yeah.
like,
And I
he's been
love
pretty
Timmy
good in
Child,
the
the
role.
Chicago 7, but like
Yeah.
still,
Now, here's what I'll say, George.
All right.
Comedic actors, when they do serious roles, I'm not sure if this is going to be a serious role, are so fucking good because it's
Adam
so
Sandler.
hard
You're-
to be
oh,
a comedic actor. I think it's harder to do comedy than most other things.
yeah.
Like Adam Sandler, Chris Rock wasn't horrible in Spiral, not as good as I would have hoped. From just like, and I'm trying to think of more, but
like Jim Carrey, I guess, like Eternal
Sure.
Sunshine. That's
Yes.
it.
Melissa McCarthy, when she does, what is it? Not Decision to Leave. That movie just came out.
You
Sorry.
haven't seen that.
Yeah, whatever. Melissa
But,
McCarthy has a
Will
has
Ferrell
one.
has done great serious roles too.
Yeah, like exact dude. They're
What's
so good.
Will Ferrell done?
He's done a
There's
lot
one
of.
about where he gets like a divorce and he goes through like, a real depressive state. He does really
I
good.
haven't
in that.
seen it. I know which one you're on about though.
What am I thinking of, man? I don't know. Continue, but yeah, comedic actors in serious roles are great. Will this be a serious role? I don't know.
It's the MCU, isn't it? So
Yeah.
whatever.
Who knows?
So Chloe Moretz met with Marvel and reportedly wants a villain role. I've only spoken to one person about this, and it was Anna. She really didn't like this idea at all. I don't know about what you guys think about this.
I just think it's Chloe Grace Moretz, talented actress, sure. She is not the actress to say, I want this role.
Mm-mm.
Like Christian Bale says, I want this role. He's getting the role. Chloe Grace Moretz is like, I want this role. And it's like, okay, we'll consider you.
I'll audition. For this
Yeah,
role.
like
It's like-
we'll give you a chance. Like she's not a A-list enough actor to just request a role and get it, especially in something as massive as Marvel.
with the that they get, like they have so many.
And like I don't know, maybe you can help me out here. I don't even know what Marvel villain she could play.
I liked her a lot in Kick-Ass.
She was pretty Kick-Ass.
Yeah, but
Well, what has she done since Kick-Ass?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's
I don't
it.
know.
It's just funny to think about her, and it's probably happened just before her other times where like a B-list celebrity actor like reaches out to Marvel, and then like I don't know. I just picture Kevin Feige getting an email being like, I don't know, think of some B-level actor. This person wants to be in an upcoming Marvel movie. He's just like, who are you?
Everyone
like,
wants to be in Marvel
Yeah.
movies.
I know, but he
Except
probably
Leo.
gets so many. Like of just
Yeah.
people who have been in like one like Netflix original movie that flopped, and they're like, I would like to be in a Marvel movie. He's like, get out of here.
That was also like the first thing that came to my mind. Like she requests, like she wants to be in a Marvel movie. It's
Oh,
like, okay, so she knows her career isn't in the best spot right now.
She was in Tom and Jerry. I forgot that. So that
Oh,
gives her a little bit of credit.
career back on track.
Yeah, career's back on track. That was featured in my
It
bottom
was.
line.
I was about to say, Cam,
Yeah.
you've seen some stinkers in your lifetime, bro.
And-
so many.
Like,
So
I've seen
many.
it. I like a shitty movie every once in a while. We may talk about that with our review today of Halloween Ends, but it's a nice refresher.
We may just. Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, okay, this leads on nicely. So Harrison Ford joining as
Yeah.
a Thunderbolt Ross to appear in the Thunderbolts and Captain America 4. We spoke about this the other day, and this is going to lead nicely onto a hot take that I'm going to bring in right now.
Is this Tyler's
Harrison-
hot take?
No,
This is my hot take. I'm the host. This is my hot take.
Don't say some stupid shit about
Harrison Ford is a very good actor, and he is very accomplished, and his roles are iconic. But I said this in the chat the other day, and I'm pretty sure Tyler actually agreed with me. He's very good, but I wouldn't even have him in the top 50, 60 male actors of all time.
I agree.
I thought this was Tyler's hot take, but this is.
No,
No,
this
it's
is me
not.
putting this in.
I think
This
this is
is-
what I'd call a stupid take.
This is such.
No, I'm not having any of yours from last week. No.
Seth, as respectfully as possible, this might be a worse take than Cam's from last week.
No,
Well, I like it. This will
Harrison Ford is the
It's
most,
so great.
is arguably has the most iconic arsenal.
You can't
of time.
conflate iconic and greatest.
Okay, have
I'm
you
not
seen
sure.
Blade
But
Runner? He's not just
he's
a
so
monotonous
good in it.
undertone.
He's so good in it.
incredible in
No, no.
Blade Runner.
Okay, I want to. He's very, very good, but I don't maybe 60, 70 is harsh. Definitely, it wouldn't be in my top 50. I don't think anyway.
Have you
Top
seen
50.
The Fugitive? Like this man isn't just turning in like these big blockbuster performances. He's genuinely putting up some Oscar-worthy performances. He's the most iconic character in the 80s. Actor
Again,
of the 80s.
iconic.
He doesn't make as good of movies now, so maybe that's where like he falls off for you. But like if you're going all time to your old fuck actors that you love, he's in there. He has to be.
Majority of the actors I like more. I don't know, man. I just
saying he's not top 50. Seth, I don't even know if you can name 50 actors just right now off the top of your head that are better than Harrison Ford. That are better.
Are we asking me to do this right now? That'll take some time. I'm tempted to devise a list.
You're telling me that Han Solo, Indiana Jones.
Okay, let's not bring Star Wars as terrible actor. Let's not bring that into
it. But not from him.
Okay, no.
You're gonna sit here and tell me
to be fair, he is the shining light in that cast. I will give you that, but he's also not.
I don't argue.
But again, Star Wars, I wouldn't say is a good example for his career.
Yeah, he doesn't blow you away in Star Wars. He's definitely not bad in Star Wars, though. But he doesn't.
No, he's not bad. But he's
good.
It's not a movie he has to blow you away. If it were,
but you're bringing it up as an example of great acting.
He's good in that role.
But you can't bring up the best, the most iconic. Oh, he's done Indiana Jones. Okay, like he was great in Indiana Jones, but this is the thing. Like
that's like me going into a test and getting a 100% on an art exam, but you're like, well, it's not math. Doesn't fucking matter. It's a different exam.
No, because he's done bad films as well.
Everyone has.
Everyone's done.
No, I agree, but I think that often people will conflate. They'll conflate iconic with greatest, and that's not me saying he's not a very good actor because he is. Listen,
I don't mind you saying he's not one of the greatest. I really, because he's not in my top 10.
But wouldn't top 15 like be one of the greatest?
Saying he's not in top 50 is blasphemous.
How many great actors have there been? Wouldn't saying not one of the greatest, wouldn't that be in the top 50 anyway? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, when you look at the grand scheme of how many great actors have been in movies before, sure. But like, I think when you're talking greatest of all time, you're talking like top 15, top 20, maybe.
I guess so. Tyler, go on.
I'm going to rattle off a couple actors, and you're going to tell me if they're better or worse than Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Better. Okay.
Ethan Hawke.
Better.
Wait, you think Harrison Ford is better than Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
We're saying those two actors are better than Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Karen.
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Better.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Not going very well.
Okay, you're also naming the greatest actors ever.
Okay, Daniel Kaluuya.
No. Not yet. No.
Okay, Ryan Reynolds.
No.
That's you.
Even me. He's like top 500.
He's great at playing.
Timothy Chalamet.
No, not yet.
He will. I think he might be.
I already give Chalamet the edge. I give Chalamet that.
He will, but not yet.
Okay, fine.
That's all.
Do you know what? What I will do? I will try and be as nice as I can. I will try and actually think about it. Maybe I've given top 50 off the top of my head, but he wouldn't be. Okay, he wouldn't be anywhere near like my highest. I wouldn't consider him like one of the greatest of all time. That's kind of my point with that. Anyway, we'll continue because
I'm excited for him to be in the MCU. So why not?
Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Back to that, I guess.
Any opinions on him joining the MCU in general? Like,
get that bag.
Totally.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But it's also the complete opposite of Chloe Grace Moretz. Harrison Ford does not seek out movies. Movies seek out Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's correct.
Harrison Ford has probably never seen a Marvel movie in his entire life, if I had to bet.
Nor will he before acting.
He won't even be.
He probably won't even see that one.
And I'll allow that. Unlike Noah Centineo, who just had that interview of where he like doesn't know what the hell's going on in DC.
So
that's
miserable.
I didn't even know that. That was very funny.
Yeah, that reminded me of when at that panel Natalie Portman was being asked like, is this which Earth universe is this Thor and Love and Thunder going to be taking place in? She's just like, I'm not the guy to be asking that question, man.
Well, she also notably just came back for that bag as well as to work with
for sure.
So good for her. But yeah, he's a young adult actor, Seth. You wouldn't know him in anything.
Who?
Noah Centineo.
Oh yeah, I remember who he was, but I just didn't recognize him.
He hasn't been in one black and white film.
No, yeah.
Do you know what? I actually checked this one. I've barely watched any black and white films. I've probably watched like maybe like 20, 30. That's it.
I think it's just a funny recurring joke.
Like, that's like 28 more than like the normal person.
Like, Cam only watches bad movies. Seth only watches black and white films.
I've probably watched maybe 40, which is probably like the amount of actors that are better than Harrison Ford. So somewhere around that. Anyway, we'll continue. Colin Farrell says obviously the Penguin series is set a week after the Batman. He read the script for the first episode, and it opens with his feet splashing through the water in Falcone's office. Very excited about this, George. From your reaction, I'm assuming so too.
It makes sense because I think my biggest question coming out of the Batman is like, this is a massive mess in Gotham City. Like, I really don't want them to just gloss over the cleanup of this. I want them to like genuinely like dissect it and how this is going to affect the citizens of Gotham and how it's going to affect Bruce Batman's journey. So I'm really happy that they're not just going to jump into the Batman project and just gloss over this massive, lingering effect that the Riddler has left on Gotham City. Like, I want to see its repercussions. I want to see how people grow and adapt from it. So this news that the Penguin is going to be set just a week after is awesome. I'm very excited about that because I think this just opens a lot of opportunities for some really solid stories, especially because now the Penguin is, and sorry, I'm ranting, the Penguin is by himself. He's got no Falcone to listen to. Obviously, spoiler alert, Falcone dies in the Batman if you haven't seen it from by now. So I think it just leaves a lot of room for growth, not only for this character, but this setting leaves Gotham City with a ton of room to grow, and I'm just excited to watch that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think it's just good they haven't like swept it under the rug and carried on as if nothing happened. I think that's the main thing here, and they're actually acknowledging it. It's like, sorry, one more quick thing. Yeah, go on, man.
And I hate to just keep bringing the MCU into everything, but it's like when Iron Man snapped his finger and everyone came back, they just kind of glossed over the fact that like society would be absolutely fucked if this
they like mention it, but it's like the blip happened, that sucked.
Exactly. Like, I've seen so many like comedic tweets of like, oh, what if you were flying in an airplane when you were brushed away? And I'm like, that's a legitimate question. There are going to be bodies on the floor because of this, and the MCU just kind of glossed over it. So I'm hoping that the Batman does not just gloss over it and they actually like do something about it. They actually show how it like unfolds.
Yeah.
People moving out. I'm getting out of this fucking place. But
Tyler, any thoughts from your end? Or
well, yeah, so at this point I care so much more about the Batman universe than I do about the DCEU or MCU, so I'm so fucking excited and happy for this. And just you reading that just snippet, because I didn't get a chance to even see that, just gave me goosebumps. I'm like, give me that now. Like, I love that whole universe. The Penguin's gonna be awesome. Excited for whatever avenue they end up going down with that Arkham Asylum show, Batman 2, like the whole thing. I just love it all.
Did the Arkham show get shelved?
I thought it was pushed. I don't know.
It might have been
delayed.
It might have been delayed. Okay, that's fine. I don't really have anything.
Going back to like the DC, just kind of slightly tying back into Black Adam, which was a thought that I was thinking earlier. It's just sad that so many movies got delayed. Not just DC, like movies, not even just superhero movies. Movies across the board were getting delayed like crazy this year. But that scene that trailer they played before the Batman release, when they showed the future of the DCEU for what they were doing in 2022, was so sick. That was one of the sickest hype trailers ever, but none of it came to fruition. And then everyone's like, look, DC sucks, haha. And then like the next week is like Into the Spider-Verse pushed, and it's like, oh, I guess just everything's getting pushed nowadays.
Yeah, everything sucks. Everything's bad.
Everything.
Everything is awful.
So obviously, if you haven't seen the news about the new Blade film, obviously production got put on hold while finding a new director and allowing more time for script developments. So we got a fair few MCU films that were delayed. So Blade has been pushed to September the 6th, 2024. Deadpool 3, November the 8th, 2024. Fantastic Four, February the 14th, 2025. Avengers Secret Wars, May the 1st, 2026. However, June 2 got moved forward to November the 3rd, 2023. So, yeah, a lot of MCU projects pushed back.
Yeah, Dune was like a shining light. They were like, yeah, we're just moving it up, apparently. But obviously not MCU. So if there's one comment that's like, Dune's not in the MCU, no shit. But good that they're not rushing it, I guess. It's always a bummer to see things get delayed. But I guess, I think like Like Tyler probably is happy that things are getting delayed. I, for one, I can't get enough of just content in general. I just know, Tyler, I wasn't trying to like out you. I just know you're
I'm not like, yes,
yeah,
it got delayed.
Yeah, no, I just know you're not as excited.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a better way to put it.
Did anyone actually think they were going to release 2 Avengers movies in 1 year?
I mean, when they said they were, yeah, I was
Like,
like, okay. I didn't like just sit there and like Kevin Feige's a liar.
That's what I thought. I was like, there's just no way they're releasing 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. So like that delay doesn't bother me. And delay Fantastic Four as much as possible. Make sure that movie fucking rocks. Like if that movie sucks, I'm out.
What was I forget what the original was, but I think it was like just early 2025 anyway. So
yeah,
it'll be fine.
We should start doing that with our viewers and be like, next week we're releasing 2 podcast episodes. Then we only release 1. Like, did you actually think?
Yeah,
doing 1 week, you idiot.
Moving on to some trailers, we got a trailer for Women Talking, which stars Jessie Buckley, obviously in Men. I'm Thinking of Ending Things, and then also Frances McDormand, who George says is the #1 female actor working today.
1 or 2. I go back
around about that
between her and Viola Davis and Kate Blanchett. It just ask me on whatever day you want.
Speaking of, have you seen Tar?
Bro, same thing as Decision to Leave. The closest fucking theater showing it. It is. Yeah. They're showing it in New York City.
It's been out for weeks now. Yeah, 2 weeks it's been out.
It came out last week when we reviewed whatever we reviewed last week. I already forget.
Right.
But I guess she's getting hella praise, Kate Blanchett.
Which, it's surprising the theaters, because Decision to Leave, like so Park Chan-wook's like Old Boy is almost impossible to see in America with streaming. So I was kind of like, okay, it's a foreign film. Makes sense that you can't see it as often. But like Tar is just as bad, if not even worse than Decision to Leave in terms of theater spread in America where to see it right now. So kind of sucks, but it's whatever.
Yeah. So the synopsis for this film is it doesn't sound very nice. Don't know if any of you have seen the trailer yet, but a group of women in an isolated religious colony struggle to reconcile their faith with a string of sexual assaults committed by the colony's men. Doesn't sound very nice, but it has, the starting reviews have been really good. It's got about 3 to 3.5 ratings on Letterboxd, about a 4 on average, so it's a really good start there, as well as a 7.8 on IMDb. I believe the high 80s on Rotten Tomatoes as well. It looks good. It looks sad. It's got a very, very good cast. I mean, did any of you watch the trailer for it?
I did today. It just looks like a bummer. Probably gonna make me cry at some point. But yeah, like you said, it looks good.
It looks like a movie that's going to allow Jessie Buckley and Frances McDormand to stretch their acting abilities as much as possible. Like a very dialed in psychological character study that's going to give them a couple of Oscar nominations.
Before watching the trailer, I was going to make a joke that it was just like women sitting in the room talking, because like women talking, and then I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't joke about this.
I think like Jessie Buckley,
like horrible.
Jessie Buckley was probably the only thing in Men for me that was actually like.
She was good in Men.
She was, and I'm Thinking of Anything. She was very solid in that film.
Yeah, she was very good at
that. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not at the same time because it'll definitely make me cry 100%. I got a trailer for Spirited. So Ryan Reynolds and I believe Will Ferrell are in this. Did anyone get a chance to watch this? It looks quite interesting, but it is, however, I will say, it's the same. It's Sean Anders who directs it, who directed Cam's favorite films. That's My Boy and Daddy's Home, which I believe are both on your bottom 100.
No, Daddy's Home 2 was on my bottom 100.
Oh yeah, but surely Daddy's Home 1 isn't far.
No, it's not. But I didn't tell people that it was so close, like as it was, because I knew they'd be upset. Oh, he did do Daddy's Home 2 as well. Sean Anders did.
Oh, did he do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Daddy's Home, I have it at 21 out of 100, so it was 6 points off.
What's Daddy's Home 2? Fifth, like a
14.
Brilliant.
Yeah, 14.
Jesus.
I mean, these movies stink, but like people like the first Daddy's Home, I guess. So I that's fine. I don't. It's fine.
Is Will Ferrell's career over? Just out of curiosity.
Dude, I said it. I said like Get Hard was where you start noticing that drop. Did anyone watch that new one? It's a Apple TV Plus series, like where he's a shrink.
No, he's Paul Rudd, right?
Paul Rudd and him. That's him being, from what I've seen about it, I've never seen the show, him being a non-comedic actor and do like drama. But yeah, dude, he's just not making good comedies. I say Spirited's gonna peak at a 70.
Well, Holmes and Watson has to be in your bottom.
Sorry, just yacked a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be bottom 10.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Based on that reaction, I'm going to assume it's in your bottom 100.
This I don't know, man. It could be one of two ways, but I probably anticipate this being what?
Just now, I'm sorry, I have to bring it up. Cam, what was that performance on the Movie Talk trivia?
Oh, dude, I was gonna bring it up.
I was gonna bring that up at the end.
I was just thinking about bad movies and then bad performance.
I know. I'm sorry to my fans.
I'll be back. We'll go over that a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
We have to touch on that anyway. But yeah, I got a trailer for that. We got a trailer for Megan, which is like a sci-fi horror.
People are criminally horny for this movie.
Yeah,
and they need to stop. It needs to stop.
So it's a toy. Basically, uses artificial intelligence to develop Megan, a lifelike doll. Programmed to emotionally bond with the woman who developed its newly orphaned niece. The doll becomes overprotective with terrifying results. The trailer looks strange. George, you're probably excited for this, would I say?
Come on, this looks absolutely absurdly ridiculous. I was watching that trailer. I was watching this trailer and I was like, okay, it's gonna be another like C-tier horror movie. And then I see Megan the doll dancing around a hallway and I was like, how could this possibly tie into this movie? And now I'm intrigued because it looks like it's going to be the campiest and corniest horror film I've ever seen. It's also so James Wan, which actually gives me hope.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like this screams me hating it. And George,
you're gonna hate it. Yeah.
George, this is a 3.5 all over. I'll give this like a half a star. I hate this film
100%.
But yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. It looks stupid, but it is what it is. New Netflix film, The School for Good and Evil, which is like an action fantasy. Pretty good cast as well. I don't know if anybody watched the trailer for this.
I didn't, and I put it in the rundown, but
you didn't watch it.
I fell asleep. Yeah,
George, did you watch it, Tyler?
So yeah, I saw the trailer. The only thing attracting me to this right now is the cast because the trailer doesn't really do much for me. I hate to say.
Yeah, I mean, so we got Charlize Theron, Michelle Yeoh, Lawrence Fishburne, Sophia Wilde, Kerry Washington. It's got a good cast. It's not really it doesn't really look like my sort of thing, but I can imagine people probably enjoying this. Tyler, did you watch it?
Yeah, it's just at this point for Netflix stuff, they've not lost my trust, but they've lost my expectations of expecting things to be truly great. So
they had your trust, man.
For what? What have I ever said I've loved from Netflix?
No, I said I'm shocked they ever had your trust. Like at any point.
Like I mean, like last year, I feel like I'm in the minority that I didn't love these movies, but I genuinely really liked Power of the Dog. I genuinely really liked Don't Look Up. So like they dropped movies that I've really enjoyed, but like at this point, like this, at least their 2022 releases have all been like, unless I'm missing one off the top of my head, they've all been like 5 out of 10s.
They'll go like 3 out of 52 on good releases. Like and those 3 are pretty good.
That's such a specific number.
52 weeks of the year, release a movie a week. That's kind of what I went for.
It's probably right, to be honest. Like you said, there's not really many of them, but I mean, it looks okay. On some movie news now. Obviously, if you haven't seen Warner Brothers, as Cam put in the spreadsheet, they kind of suck right now. I mean, pretty much it. They laid off 26% of its workforce, tried to shut down the directors' workshops. The directors basically said no. I mean, have anyone reading about this at all? Cam, you put it in the sheets. I'm assuming you've read it.
Yeah. So the writers and directors' workshops are like just how they get basically just different cultures into Hollywood. You know, it makes it very gosh, I'm trying to think of the word and I can't, but like
inclusive. Yeah,
inclusive. It gets a lot of other types of people rather than random white dude number 8 into Hollywood. And then they tried to shut it down, but then like the Directors Guild of America was like, no, you're not doing that. And so now they're not, which is good. But what are you doing, Warner Bros? It's Warner Bros. Discovery, like they just got bought out.
No, Warner Bros. Will be fine. It's just the business world. The dust will settle. Warner Media used to be owned by AT&T, the massive cell phone company. They've recently been, that sect has been just devolved from AT&T, and now it's taken over by Discovery. So there's a lot of high-end business stuff that's going to be trickling all the way down. That the dust is going to, like, when massive acquisitions like this go down, it's not just going to be peaches and cream immediately. So I think it's just more fallout from that, and it's going to take time for dust to settle. I think Warner Bros. Will be completely fine, but right now,
probably they still suck. Like, corporate America sucks in general, but we're in it. So
one thing you kind of like piqued my brain, which is like kind of like off topic, but when you said being more inclusive, like, I don't know what you guys think about this, but for some reason, when I see the trailer for the Harvey Weinstein movie, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like that, like Hollywood's making a reenactment movie of this when like a lot of them were kind of allowing it to continue going. And it gives off the same energy as the 12-minute standing ovation for Blonde in Venice, whereas like the normal populace was like, what is wrong with you? This is so like beyond fucked up. And I don't know. I just get weird feelings when I see that Harvey Weinstein trailer. I'm like, I feel like at least someone in this cast, production, something like was kind of complicit in the whole thing, but I don't know, whatever. It's just weird. It's not for me to comment on, but it's weird.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I kind of get that, to be fair. So there has been contact made about a Freaky Friday sequel. Now, I didn't love this film as a kid.
Spooky Saturday.
I know a lot of people liked this film, but I wasn't a massive fan of it. Did anyone like it when they were younger?
I liked it when I was younger. Yeah, that was fun.
I think it's a good movie.
I can't say I've seen it since I was
I'd probably
8.
Could be intriguing. Pete Davidson and Joe Pesci starring Bupkis, a series that will be heightened fictionalized version of Pete Davidson's real life. Interesting one.
Have any of you seen The King of Staten Island?
Yes. Why did they keep talking about his life? His life is awesome, cool, like, and it's interesting, it's intriguing, and he's been dating these awesome people, and his dad tragic death. Like, we don't. Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we don't need more Pete Davidson's life. Like, why?
I was just gonna say I fucking love The King of Staten Island.
It's a great movie.
I've not seen it, so I can't.
I absolutely love it. But like you said, that was a more fictionalized version of his life. Like, it's not just like to a T. But so yes, why are they making this again? But I'll probably like it. I don't know. I like Pete Davidson. I didn't watch that Meet Cute.
I like Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Joe Pesci. I haven't seen him in anything in a while, I feel like.
What was the last thing he was in?
The Irishman.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, he was retired up until The Irishman.
He has got, his characters always have the worst little man syndrome. It's hilarious. So we got Gangs of New York TV series in the works, with Scorsese set to executive produce and direct the first 2 episodes. Have all of you seen Gangs of New York, the film? I don't love it as much as some people.
Can't watch it.
I know.
What did you rate it, George? I didn't love it. I couldn't really get it.
I believe I got a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
I've got it at 3.5.
Wow. A lot of people.
That's honestly surprising.
I know. I thought I only watched it like a couple of years ago, and by the cast, the director, everything, I thought I would love it, but I don't know, man. It just never really stuck with me. I think I found it overly long at some points. It was very long for what it was.
I think it's a movie with a lot of memorable performances, which might cause me to inflate its ranking a little bit.
Yeah.
But either way, Scorsese's direction is brilliant. Daniel Day-Lewis turning in one of his best performances.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, a TV show could be interesting. I'll probably watch this. To be fair, I don't really watch much TV anymore, but if I'm going to watch something, it probably would be something like this. Michelle Yeoh and Pete Davidson cast in Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Michelle Yeoh seems to be casting quite a lot at the minute.
She's on her queen shit, right?
Good,
yeah. She's. I mean, me and George. She's our front runner for.
She is
best actress.
She is.
I think she's fantastic. Anyone any thoughts on this, Tyler? I don't know if you like Transformers films at all.
So I recently talked about, similar to Cam, I did some like the worst movies I watched this year, since I've been trying to watch 500 movies this year, and a lot of the bottom 10 was Transformers movies, which, and George knows this, we've talked about this. The original Transformers, like, I think I hold higher than a lot of people, which is like, I think the original Transformers is great fun. It's great action. The story was intriguing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The OG Transformers at a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
I'm gonna be honest.
3.
The original Transformers is on the underrated, but not actually underrated list. I think it's a very good movie.
We just continue adding to that list. We should make.
I know.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it was underrated. I'm just saying I think I'm higher on it than most people. But then like every single thing, not just like it starts to get bad. Like immediately with Transformers 2 for me, they become so bad. Like I think the highest I have any sequel is like 3 out of 10, and I have a lot of them under a 1 out of 10.
Have you seen the Bumblebee movie?
Yeah, and I didn't like that as much as most people. I think I gave it like a 5.7 out of 10. Like it's above average.
I like the Bumblebee.
Just to go on, Josh.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, just to say actually, like I'm just looking now the ranking, the rating for Transformers. I actually have it at 3.5. The average is a 2.9. So even I like it a lot more than the average.
Yeah,
that's a low. Like that's low.
It's one of those big blockbuster movies like Man of Steel that has. I think Man of Steel also has like a 2.9 rating on Letterboxd.
People don't like that as much.
Yeah, but like everyone I know rates it either like as an average film or one of the best superhero. Like I don't know anyone that genuinely thinks Man of Steel is a bad movie.
What's the highest rated movie on Letterboxd? Do you know? It's
the highest rated is still Parasite.
Well, no, Parasite's the most rated, or is it also?
No,
I think it's the highest.
Okay. What's it at?
I think there's a couple of like 4.6, but there's also some like really random.
So yeah,
features,
it's
like
one of those
4.7,
things where it's
that.
like it's one of those things where it's like if the more people that rate it, probably the lower your score is gonna like get closer to 3, basically.
Which is why it's so surprising
that
that Parasite. Parasite's literally the number 1 viewed, rated, and
that's just an objectively good movie,
though.
Like,
movie.
But like number 1 ever.
Yeah, it's the best film not in the English language.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
I don't have it there, but yeah, it's a great movie.
I'd have it like 15th, maybe something like that. No, that might be maybe top 10.
Well, you have like Memories of Murder higher than it, right? And like and Old Boy higher.
City of God, Come and See, Old Boy,
everything.
I would have
I have it higher than it's my second.
I would have N higher than it. I would have. Oh, I'm trying to think now. I think it would probably be just in the top 10 actually.
Is it a 5 out of 5 for you though?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good.
Tyler's the only one here not a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on crack.
You're on drugs.
I think I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5. Something.
That's
a crack take.
There's a lot of those with Tyler.
That's just a movie. That's a movie that should be in the ReelTok collection.
I know. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think I just.
How many 5 out of 5s have you?
I think I just saw it too late. I think I truly saw Parasite too.
Haven't you got?
By the time I went into it, I heard like all like the buzz about it. When I went into it, I was just like let down. But it's still a great movie.
Haven't you got Whiplash at 4.5 as well?
Yeah, and I think that one just
blasphemy.
Crack.
Blasphemy.
So drunk.
It's just a little one note. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
that one note is fantastic.
So much. Oh god.
I don't know. I just find it to be one note, and the car crash annoyed me because I was like, that was just the most predictable part of the movie.
Though.
Yeah, but it's so predictable.
How many 5 out of 5s have you given Tyler?
I don't know. I haven't rated a ton of movies on.
Yeah, but to be fair, Tyler hasn't rated all his films.
And Cam, did you give up on Letterboxd? I haven't seen anything from you in like forever.
No, I just uploaded a bunch to Letterboxd. I just uploaded a ton because I had like a list of all of the.
I feel like you treat Letterboxd kind of like a boomer, honestly, because like the way you're just like, I just uploaded a lot to the Letterboxd.
Oh, I don't like Letterboxd. So
I feel like
I did.
As soon as I watch a film, I am going to review that thing straight away. I put it in my like movies of the week. Why don't you just do it when you want?
It's like 3 weeks. Dude, I don't know. I don't like Letterboxd. I like Letterboxd, but not as much.
I'm on Letterboxd throughout the day.
My most used app.
Meet the Robinsons of 4 out of 5. Crack.
Bro, Meet the Robinsons.
I'm kidding. I probably have it at a 4 out of 5.
No, you don't. You have it at 3, and I insult it. Meet the Robinsons, man. Okay. Amazing. Criminally underrated animated film.
Right, I have a couple Halloween ends I got to put in. I'll do that right now. But back to Transformers, where we started before we had eviscerated Tyler. I'm excited for this just because it also like I think Haley Steinfeld's character
reprising a role. Yeah,
Bumblebee is reprising her role. I really liked Bumblebee, and I don't know. All of those movies are shit. But they'll also entertain me to like the slightest amount, except like The Last Night, which That movie's so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's so canonically inaccurate when you watch them all in order. Maybe if you watch
That's
them
what I
all
did,
3
yeah.
years apart, yeah, same. When you watch them all 3 years apart, maybe you'll accept it. But then I watched them all in order, like during COVID or something, and I was like, "What the hell?" They just brought Cybertron to Earth in movie 3. Why are we doing it again? Like,
Yeah, and then when you watch them like back to back to back, like we did, like then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, we're starting to bring in like Knights of the Round Table mythology to this Transformers universe. What's going on here?
Oh, Stanley Tucci's in both as different characters. Cogman is not a robot or is not a transformer, but he's just a random robot. It doesn't make sense. None of it does. I'm sorry.
We got the news that Adam Sandler will star in the new Safdie Brothers film, which will begin filming in late winter. How was everyone's thoughts on Uncut Gems here?
5 out of 5.
I love it.
5
out of 5. 5 out of 5.
I have it at 4.5. I loved it, but I can definitely see why it would be a bit too overwhelming for some people.
It is
Dude,
it
is the most anxiety. It and Wind River are the two most anxiety inducing
Wind River's
movies.
horrible.
I agree, but like those two, like just those. I have ADHD, so I've said it. Like I watch every movie and probably check my phone most of the movie for everything except those two movies. Like
because you're so
yeah.
I mean, it's very similar to Good Time as well. I loved Good Time. I actually probably would have Good Time a slightly higher than Uncut Gems. What does everyone rate Good Time here?
I don't have it rated.
I have Uncut Gems a bit higher. I still have Good Time at 4.5 out of 5. Safdie Brothers are so good at just
creating this claustrophobic,
like a very paranoid experience, and it's just something they excel at. And hot take, Adam Sandler is a better dramatic actor than he is comedic actor. So just give me more of this this collaboration, and I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I vividly remember watching Uncut Gems. It was when the quarantine first started, and I had like 5 friends. It was me and 5 friends in my living room watching it, and the movie ends, and they're just like, "That movie fucking sucked." And I'm like, no.
I can see how people hate it.
No, totally. Like, if you can't see how people hate it, like you're crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it was one of those moments that Cam always talks about, where like when you're in public with people, and they're just like, "This is my favorite movie. This movie sucked." I'm just like, "Yeah, that movie wasn't that great." And then I just like head over to my little spreadsheet, and like 8 out of 10.
It's so good, dude.
I mean, we've seen him do it before. This is probably, we don't know much about it, but it's definitely something to be excited about, to keep your eye on anyway. Amsterdam, $100 million loss projection. Great.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't exactly help. We didn't help with this.
3 people.
But this is fantastic news. I don't think anyone would disagree.
It's great news.
Yeah.
Don't support this shitty movie.
I wanna comment on movie budgets and movie profits and stuff briefly, just based on that, because if you haven't seen the show or YouTube series Hot Ones, he did an interview with Matt Damon recently that's really good. You should listen to it. But a lot of people think when they see this movie has a budget of this, so if the box office gets over that, the profits are wrong. And Matt Damon breaks this down perfectly, way better than I will. But whenever you see a movie's budget as, you almost, especially if it's a blockbuster, you almost have to times that by 3. Like it's gonna have to make 3 times that.
Yeah.
In order to make, so that's where the 100 million. Right. So like that's what Amsterdam's gonna lose. But a lot of people will be like, "Oh, this movie made money. Its budget was 20 million and it made 25 million." Like, no, that's like a loser for the production company. And it's just like interesting because that's something for me. Like I always thought, like, oh, budget this, box office this, it profited and it's fine. It's like, no, actually, you have to times that by like 3 times in order to actually make your money back.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
and that's why we see so many of these low budget horror movies, because they
just make so much money. That's why they can keep the franchises going.
Goddamn well at the box office. It's unreal.
I wonder how Halloween
these cult villains, though, isn't it? It's these villains, and they just attract people who watched them when they were younger, and you'll just follow every film. They'll always
Smile outperformed Amsterdam.
Didn't it make like?
That's at 100 million.
Yeah.
But then I would have anticipated that purely because of David O. Russell. I think a lot of people were just not doing it, were they?
Halloween Ends, that also released on Peacock, is at 43.5 million, and that's and that's
streaming as well. Like
and that's lower than projected. It said.
Yeah, because that
Really?
movie
which it
sucked.
should, but it still made
we'll get onto
43 and a
that.
half
But
million.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to this review.
I'm
That
excited.
basically that doubled what Amsterdam made, maybe tripled. I forget what the number was or whatever. And Amsterdam's cast was like everyone.
but
Everyone
it's just
should
the
have been
direct. A
going
lot
to
of
see that.
people, like
I
a lot
know.
of people,
I
boycotted
know.
that film.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, we'll get on to. I'm sure we'll get on to many things about Halloween slightly later on. Brand new murder mystery from Kenneth Branagh. He's done A Haunting in Venice. Again, Michelle Yeoh, another film that she is casting.
Good.
Exactly, good. I mean, he's done so many like films
It's
that are
the
just.
Murder on the Orient Express and then Death on the Nile.
He also
I
did
hate Kenneth
Thor. He also
Branagh.
did
Well,
Thor.
yes, sorry.
Belfast.
I meant-
Belfast.
I'm not
He's weird.
sold. I don't think this is a hot take, but I'm not sold on him as a filmmaker.
I
Well,
don't
no,
think
he's
that-
weird. He does stinkers, but I like Belfast.
I think Belfast is a good movie, yeah, but
then
like
he does Belfast, and then
Yeah,
But then the
You
other
like
thing-
Belfast, but how high do you acclaim Belfast? Like that's just one thing I can think of that's like a good movie, but that's not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I have Belfast at a 93, so I think it's like truly a great movie.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. But like
Wow.
I really like Belfast.
I can see why, but like I'm with George. And I think most people are with George on this. I don't think most people are going to be sold,
I
on it,
didn't-
especially with the murder mystery stuff. It's like
They're always so boring, man.
He's
and
just
these
all
characters
over
are
the
so
place.
stiff. Yeah.
and like he just, I don't know. There are filmmakers that can push the boundaries of genres. Steven Spielberg, he can make a war epic and a science fiction epic. There are a lot of filmmakers that try to just like break their like boundaries of genres. And Kenneth Branagh has done a superhero film. He's done a biopic essentially in Belfast, and then he's done these murder things. And he can't dial into a genre and like give me a successful movie.
This is like the G League, if you know anything about the NBA. This is like the G League of the NBA compared to like Knives Out for me. Like they have like great casts, but like 90% of the great casts are like B tier actors or B plus tier, we'll call them. I don't know, but like
I wouldn't even say G League. I'd say like high school.
yeah, like,
There's like
probably-
a difference.
like,
Just
Yeah.
with a shittier script.
Well,
Like,
the thing I've always had an issue with kind of Branagh films is he doesn't get me to care for any of the characters really well. Belfast he kind of did, but even the original Thor didn't care for the characters.
No.
None of his movies I really care for the characters. And then murder mysteries more than like anything. You have to care for
You
the
have
characters.
to.
Otherwise, I don't give a shit who murdered them, like or who like is.
That's why Knives Out
Out.
is so successful.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
You care about the characters. But I mean, it's one of those. It could be okay, but I'm not really holding out much anticipation.
I just want to say, like, back to Michelle Yeoh, because I've been saying, like, great. She is such a good actor, and I think we all know she's such a good actor, but she does great in a lot of small things. Go get that bag now. I'm sure she's getting paid a shit ton for this murder mystery because it'll make
All
a
of them.
shit ton. Transformers obviously is going to make
Obviously.
a shit ton. Like, go get that bag. Still do great movies like Everything Everywhere All at Once, but
She deserves it.
I'm so happy for her.
We love Michelle Yeoh, of course. Cam will like this one. The Nun 2 is in production. Now, The Nun 2 was a pretty terrible film for me anyway. But Cam, didn't you say it was the scariest film?
The
you've ever seen?
scariest movie I've ever seen. But
The Nun one. The
the
Nun.
Nun one, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's a horrible movie, and my wife like really hated it, who loves horror. I've talked about that before. We went and saw it. It's the scariest movie I've ever seen. I have it at 41 out of 100.
I think that's general. I think it's
That maybe just because like how terrified I was.
That's a generous score.
But I believe it. I like
I think it's like a 1 star for me.
The Nun is one of the most predictable horror movies. It falls into so many horror cliches and
horror
tropes.
cliches. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So I went to a Catholic high school. I like to say I'm still Catholic, but like I haven't been to church in a long while, unfortunately. Sorry, Mom. But like I think it just like hit home so hard on just like Christianity and Catholicism and shit that like it fucked me up to no end. That like I'm not over exaggerating when I say The Nun haunts my dreams. Like I probably have a nightmare about The Nun once every 2 weeks. When
did it come out? The Nun? What year was it?
2019.
Did
How
you just
many
say last
horrors-
night, Yellen?
Last night.
I thought he was saying he has a nightmare once every 2 weeks about the nun.
Cam's gone anyway, so we'll carry on with that.
I didn't
I
didn't even know. I thought he was confused at Tyler's question. I was like, why is he just sitting there all?
Ladies and gentlemen, the nun has finally got her grips on Cam, and he's frozen because when he was mentioning that, he's like, the nun haunts me, and he literally looked over his shoulder when he said that, and I'm like, now he's gone. So I'm kind of
bro, this is kind of wow. This is a little haunting. Cam really just kind of abducted. Speaking of haunting in my dreams, the bent neck lady from Hill House just always fucks me up.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? I don't really have. I just feel like they really like. They're just. It's not hard. It's quite hard to scare me anymore. You know, because we're probably immune to most horrors now, George.
Yeah.
Like, but the Haunted of Hill House and stuff like I can. He's did it. We've got 2 Cams again.
Oh my god.
Cam, continue what you were saying.
Last night I had a nightmare about her, and my wife like woke me up. So this is probably not good, but like my wife woke me up at 2:30 because I was having a nightmare, and she thought I was like having a seizure. I guess I was like breathing really hard, and like so low-key kind of spooky. But shout out Halloween Kills for just like putting horror back in my mind, even though that movie was not scary as shit. And then thinking about the nun, I guess. So tonight, thinking about her, I'll probably have another. I hate that chick.
Yeah,
like,
we thought you just got possessed, bro. Oh, no way. Is he gone again?
Oh my God. Okay.
Go.
The nun. Okay, we need to move on topic.
Yeah,
the nun is like.
The nun is possessing Cam right now.
Am I back? Am I good?
But I mean, back to what we were saying before. It will. The Nun 2, no matter how
make a lot of money.
It will make money. It will make money. Not from Cam, but it's what it is. The producers of Rings of Power. Now, I will be honest. I am a couple episodes behind Rings of Power at the moment.
I have not finished it.
But the producers basically came out and said that Sauron, his arc, is going to be like the 3 examples they gave were Walter White, Tony Soprano, and the Joker. Now, that is a huge claim. That is a huge claim.
Time out. I'm so sorry. Does anyone remember when Colin Trevorrow said this dinosaur in Jurassic World Dominion was going to be like the Joker? What a stupid fucking quote.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, dude. He said the bad dinosaur is going to be like the Joker who just wants to see the world burn. It's like this is a fucking dinosaur.
Why do I not remember that?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, back to what you were saying Chuck, about the Rings of Power. Like, to me, that sounds like how Michael Scott would like promote a movie he was making. He's like, yeah, the villain's like the Joker mixed with Walter White mixed with Tony Soprano, and it's just like you're just throwing out buzzwords at this point to try to get us to have interest in this. But you already have Sauron. We know that's an epic character. You don't need to throw in all these other pop culture references to get people excited. I wouldn't think.
It's not like a new. It's not like a whole new villain, is it?
Right.
Yo, Mr. Sauron, pass me that. Sorry, that was bad. That was a stupid joke.
I haven't finished this season. I just need to watch the finale, but I had it spoiled for me that they do reveal who Sauron is in the season finale. Yeah. So I think the whole Sauron's going to be a Walter White quote is just kind of like, okay, well, people were invested in the show because they wanted to know who Sauron is. Now we've told them that. How do we keep them locked into this show? So I think they just threw out this ass quote.
Not to say who it is, but didn't you guys kind of predict it anyway?
No.
I did.
I'm so far behind. I don't know who it is.
I'm not going to say who I thought it was and who it is because I don't want to spoil anything. But like, it is not even remotely close to who I thought.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna be honest. You could say the name of who it is, and I wouldn't know who that is. I'm not invested in that show. Unfortunately, I've only seen the first 3 episodes, but I'll watch it all.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm not a spoiler.
No, don't.
We'll speak about it another time when we'll probably do an end of season review anyway.
Maybe with like House of the Dragon if we want.
Yeah, with House of the Dragon as well. Yeah. So Jonah Hill will play John Daly in a biopic of the golfer's life. I don't know if we've gotten. George, do you watch golf?
I do watch golf a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Golf's kind of. I feel like golf's more of an American thing, to be honest. Like,
it literally was invented over there, but
I'm a little offended.
But that doesn't mean that it's a massively popular sport. I rarely meet people who are into golf. It's quite rare over here.
Yeah, I never watched golf until I started playing golf. I don't know if that says anything about golf.
No, it does.
But like I never cared about it until I actually
Until
picked up
you-
the clubs and started playing. But one thing on like this whole Jonah Hill being cast as John Daly, I feel like Jonah Hill's tried to like break out of this I'm the fat comedic actor in Hollywood role for like,
definitely.
the last 5 years. And now he's just jumping. Like there are clips of him on like interviews where people ask him like very disrespectful questions about his weight and him just being the fat funny guy. And he's obviously always very uncomfortable about it. And he's always just been trying to break away from this mold that he is just the fat funny actor in Hollywood. And like now he's taking this role. It's very interesting because like it seems like a good role where he's going to be able to really just show us his acting talent playing this very animated guy. But it's also like for the last 5-10 years, you've tried to break out of this fat, funny character in Hollywood, and now you're just going right back into it.
When you watch those interviews, though, you can kind of see why, because the amount of interviews who still refer to him as that, you would be like, come on.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, why is he jumping back into like he's done mid-90s? He did, like he's been doing a good job at breaking out of it. He's lost a significant amount of weight. He looks like just a common like NYC hipster now, and he's not large. And now he's got to put the weight back on and jump right back into a comedy role.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know how much you know about John Daly, but yeah, he is an overweight guy. But I think this role is going to be a lot more about or more similar to his Wolf of Wall Street role, Jonah Hill's, because it's the guy's overweight, but the personality of John Daly is more about like this man would go stay out till 3 a.m. clubbing and partying, wake up the next morning of a major golf tournament, drink a 12-pack of beer before even hitting the course, smoke like a pack of cigarettes, and then just go out and win a golf tournament, and then just go right back to a club or a casino and just gamble and drink. So it's like about this dude who like very kind of similar to that Dennis Rodman movie that might be coming out, where it's just a personality who's so much bigger than the sport, bigger than life, just partier, drinker, smoker, crazy personality, and then he just goes out there and dominates on the course. So it'll be. I don't know what flavor they're trying to. I don't know what they're going for with this movie. If it's supposed to be a serious biopic, or if it's supposed to be more comedy, but I don't think it's just about to be like he's a fat dude. I think it's going to be more like Jonah Hill just having a fun time playing a biopic persona and getting the party like he did in Wolf of Wall Street again.
Yeah.
My rant wasn't to say that I'm not like excited about this. I'm super high on Jonah Hill. I think he's a great actor in everything he's done. It's just an interesting decision to me.
And also, just to put this out there, Tyler, I was surprised that you didn't really like mid-90s when you watched it recently.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up. I actually loved mid-90s in terms of like it's like one of my like I'll revisit and watch it a ton. But towards the end of it, like that movie is short. Like I think that by the time the credits hit, it was like 77 minutes or something. Yeah. Sure. And there, like in terms of just a movie, I just had to knock it because there's so many characters that just could have been fleshed out so much more. The ending, I feel like, just kind of came a little too rushed. But a lot of the story to me just wasn't very developed or fleshed out. And I just feel like we needed like legitimately, I wanted like 45 minutes to an hour more. In terms of what we got, I really love that coming of age story. Such good vibes, that movie, like such a fun watch. It's like a personal favorite. I just don't necessarily rate it that highly as a film because I feel like the characters just weren't the greatest. He didn't do the greatest job of fleshing out like really any of those characters or relationships. Really,
I feel like Jonah Hill cared way more about the aesthetic of the film rather than the actual screenplay. I rated A Casual George a 3.5 out of 5 stars, so I'm not like crazy high on it. But he focuses way more on his editing and like stylistic choices rather than developing his characters. So I could see where your like criticisms come from, and it needed to be an hour longer.
Yeah, it was still a fun watch though. Like I genuinely enjoyed every minute of watching that movie, but just as a film, I just didn't think it was the best done.
I mean, for directorial debut, it's a pretty solid movie.
Yeah, I definitely hold it in a higher regard than you. I think I have it like a 4 out of 5. I don't think it needed to flesh out. I actually thought the length serviced it quite well in what it needed to do, and I think stylistically, because it was that enjoyable, heartwarming, and just a fun film, I just thought it was one of them. Cam, have you seen it? I think you haven't.
Yeah, I don't have it rated though. For some reason, I haven't seen it since it came out. So, and I didn't rate it, I guess. But I liked it. I think I would have it higher than a 3.5. But I liked it a lot. I don't remember having an issue with the timing. But I did say I was offended earlier that you didn't ask me about golf. But I guess I haven't really talked about this. I played golf in high school. No big deal.
Really?
In fairness, you have never said that.
Yeah, you never mentioned golf.
The only thing I've said is like I've taken TikTok stories of when I'm playing golf, and then like Tyler has once been like, "Hey, we should play sometime." I would love to, and I watch golf like probably as much as probably not as much, but I watch golf about as much as I watch football. And as movies, like I very much like golf. I'm a big golf guy. That being said, John Daly's son is an absolute dog, and not as much of an alcoholic / degenerate smoker on the course, and could be very good one day. So just look out for John Daly's son. I'm very excited for this show.
Speaking of John Daly's son, this perfectly summarizes John Daly and the Daly family. So John Daly's son is going to be going to college, so to play college golf. And his first NIL deal, which is where college athletes are now able to get sponsored, get paid, is with Hooters. So that perfectly just sums up their whole family. They're both sponsored by Hooters now. They're golfers that are sponsored by Hooters girls. It's just the life. The Daly family's sick.
I get it. Fine. In terms of other news, we got Anya Taylor-Joy wrapped up on filming for Furiosa, the Mad Max Fury Road prequel, May the 24th, 2024. We all rate Mad Max Fury Road very, very highly. Like, I only watched it fairly recently. I loved it. ReelTok collection. But I'm very excited for this. Obviously, it is a while away yet, but anyone got any thoughts on this in particular?
I thought so.
Yeah, it's a prequel I don't think we necessarily needed, but obviously after the success of Mad Max Fury Road, they're going to make it and stick Anya Taylor-Joy in it, and I'm going to watch this movie. I'm locked in.
She's great though. She could make it like
so good.
Yeah, like
she's one of the best up and coming actors. She'll be there in like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
She's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We mentioned Mad Max is in the ReelTok collection. I rated 5 stars, obviously. But the story's not necessarily like anything incredible. What I really love is the action sequences and the color grading and how it looks. So I'm hoping they don't do one of those things that, here's a prequel and we're going to totally divert like what you expect it to be and make it totally different. I hope it's another fun, action-packed, beautiful movie to look at.
See, okay, sorry. I always see that criticism of Mad Max Fury Road, that like there's no story to it, that it's mainly action. It's clearly an action movie through and through, but like, why do people act like the world building of that movie isn't really top tier?
I totally see your criticisms of people because that's a very common complaint where people are like the story sucks, but it's like great action. For me, I think the story is more of like a 4 out of 5 type movies in terms of 4 out of 5 stars, but then that action and the way the cinematography is done makes it a 5 out of 5. So I'm not saying it's a bad story. I just don't think it's like, I think Dune built worlds a lot better. I think a lot of other sci-fi movies have built worlds better than Mad Max did, but it's still not bad at all at building worlds.
I think as well, like if you're taking an action film that is just primarily action with incredible cinematography, just amazing editing, camera work, it doesn't need to have this really complex story. Adding complexity, something like that would just, the other sections wouldn't be as good as it is. And if you're taking a purely action film, it's an amazing, entertaining watch. The editing, the camera work, the action sequences are incredible. It doesn't need the complexity. I don't think we need complexity in every single film. We don't need these meanings in every single film. We can just have a good, well-made action film. So I agree with Tyler. I hope they go down that road again instead of trying to, put more into it than they did, because that is the main criticism we hear about Mad Max Fury Road, isn't it?
If that's the expectation of Furiosa, I think you're going to be disappointed then, because I don't think this is going to be.
I think they're diving into her character a lot more.
This is going to be more of a character study, how she was taken away from her mother or something.
Yeah, that's not my expectation, but I'm saying like I think it would just go down a lot better that way. But obviously they are going to dive into it a little bit more.
I also feel like Charlize Theron is not old enough to like just cast someone new. Like I feel like
she's not.
I don't know. It just feels weird, but it's like maybe 45.
No, she's like in her 60s. I think she's
not in her
60s. She's old.
No, she is not.
She's probably like 48, 47.
I promise you, she's
47. You like
she's 47.
Yeah.
Wait,
she's not that old.
Okay, well then she does not look as great for her age as I thought.
Yes, she does. I'm so
confused. She definitely looks great for her age.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I thought she was like 4, or I thought she was younger than that for how she looks, honestly. But okay, that's fine. She just made her MCU appearance too.
L appearance.
But yeah, to George, just to finish up on Mad Max, so to George's point, the world building was good enough in Mad Max to where comparing it to something like Top Gun Maverick, where it's also just like something that's so highly cherished for its action pieces, that didn't do like any world building. It's basically like, hey, there's this villain over there, the mission's impossible, let's do some action and go do it. So the Mad Max did a lot better at building a world than that, which is why I more highly regard Mad Max than Top Gun Maverick. But still, like Seth said, when it's just an action film, you don't really need that world building for it to be a great film.
Yeah.
But again, let's not act like that movie didn't have good world building.
Valid.
Great. Amazing.
Just saying.
It was it's something that a lot of people liked as well. So finished off the news, we'll go on to like what we've been watching this week, which is the usual segment we do. George, you've watched a few things this week, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've watched outside of the new releases. I'm like I said last week, I'm trying to just catch up on as many horror films that are on my watch list. So I watched The House of the Devil, which is it's Ty West, the same guy that did Pearl and X.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to explore more of his filmography. Way different movie than Pearl and X. It's very slow burn, psychological. It does a really good job at just building tension. I wish and I won't spoil anything because it's just in case, Seth, I think you should watch. It's a good movie, but I just wish that the bad thing in this movie was just fleshed out a little bit more, because it made the ending not feel as rewarding as I would have liked. There's like one shot at the end of the movie that like genuinely should have made me like clap, and it just didn't, because I didn't necessarily care as much as I would have liked. I also watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which disappointed me like crazy.
That surprised me, because I think you watched the 78 one, didn't you?
I watched 78 one. Everyone told me to watch the
it.
78. Yeah, it has a 3.9 on Letterboxd, and I was like, okay, I'm excited. I downloaded it for the plane. I watched it on my laptop, and just the whole time I was like, I don't care. This movie rushes like crazy. Within 10 minutes of this movie, this woman's husband does one weird thing, and she's like, oh, he's been, that's not him. And it's like, you're like, this story just moved so goddamn quickly. I didn't care about any characters really, except Jeff Goldblum's character. I thought he was a genuinely interesting guy. But I don't know. Overall, that movie kind of disappointed me.
Some people prefer the 50s one. I haven't seen that one, to be fair.
I haven't seen. So
it might be worth giving that a try and see.
Yeah, I posted on like my TikTok story. I posted the poster for the 50s one, because I didn't even know that there were two of them.
Yeah.
So I posted the poster for the 50s one, and that's when everyone was like, "Oh, make sure you watch the 70s one instead." And I was like, "All right, I'll do that." And then last night I watched The Ritual, which I
like it.
Pleasantly surprised. I went in completely blind. I didn't watch a trailer. I literally just watched it because some dude recommended it to me on my TikTok live. I thought it was good. I thought it was very interesting. I think it's a very creative way to make me feel frightened, with a very creative story and a couple of surprisingly compelling characters. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this week.
Yeah. Tyler, what have you been watching?
Yeah, I've been watching quite a bit, which I saw someone comment on our Halloween Ends review on the ReelTok TikTok. They're like, Tyler never watches any movies. I'm like, I watch plenty of movies, but I'm just in Arkansas right now, and I'm not going to go to a movie theater and I'm at a wedding this weekend, especially not to go see Peacock. This hotel only has Netflix on it. And well, I guess I don't like watching movies on my laptop. I prefer TV, so I guess they cut on my laptop.
I also don't like watching movies on laptop. I never do it.
I watch 90% on my phone.
You watch them on your phone? That's so weird.
90%. Dude,
How
I'm
do you
such
watch
not
films on your phone?
I'm such not a cinephile.
You should be arrested.
That is offensive. I've just
So, like,
sitting at the bottom of your stairs. Just
sorry to derail the conversation. So like I'm a nice guy, just saying that. I'm a really nice guy, I think. So like if Emma's watching something, I'll give her the TV and I'll just watch what I'm watching on my phone.
Why don't you watch it on your like PC or laptop or whatever?
It doesn't connect as well to my AirPods. I don't know.
That's
okay.
What an excuse.
I didn't watch like Dune on my phone.
Imagine.
When it came out.
Yeah, but you can't experience a film. You can't experience a film, especially if it's one with incredible cinematography on the phone.
Yeah, dude. We're in 2022, man. This iPhone is better than my TV. Well, it's big enough.
I got the iPhone.
I'd say it's an average size. No. That's a joke.
Brilliant.
Tyler, continue.
So back to what I've watched. I'm just going to quickly run through them so we don't spend a long time here. So I watched Meet Cute, which Kaylee Cuoco and Pete Davidson, Peacock original, basically like a watered down version of Palm Springs. Both those actors are Pete Davidson and Kaylee Cuoco. I'm like 50-50 on if I like them or not, but they both did fine in this. I gave it a 3.5 or 3 out of 5 stars. Do Revenge. I don't know if any of you saw that Netflix movie that just came out. It's literally like an Avengers team up movie.
I liked it.
Of every teenage sitcom. Like, so you got Sophie Turner, you got people from Outer Banks, you got people from Stranger Things, like every popular, and then like all the music is Olivia Rodrigo. So it's just like they just assembled all the like teenage love and put it in there. It was fun. It was fine. Elysium, pretty mid movie overall. I don't know if you saw that from a while ago with Matt Damon.
It is mid. Can confirm.
Yeah, very mid. Watch Fight Club, but we don't talk about Fight Club. So stupid.
You watch blank.
DC League of Super Pets is super fun. On the Count of 3 blew me the fuck away.
I need to.
So good.
It's in my top 4.
It's not even out here yet. Like I think I need to stream it. So
where did I watch it? I think it's on Hulu. Do you not have Hulu there?
It is on Hulu.
Yeah.
What streaming services do you have, Seth? I'm sorry.
The main ones I use are pretty much the same as yours. So Netflix Prime.
You don't have Peacock, right?
No.
Paramount Plus.
No. The HBO Max. No. The main ones I use are like the ones the subscriptions you can get on Prime, like Shudder, Canal Studios, all those ones. That's the main ones I use. But yeah, not as many as you guys anyway. Cam, what have you been watching this week?
I derailed Tyler again. I'd like to let him finish. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's Tyler. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, well, I guess since we're talking about it, if none of you know what we're talking about, because it's not a very widely known movie, On the Count of 3, basically the premise is 2 friends decide that they want to end their lives. They don't want to continue living anymore. So they decide to kill themselves. However, they're like, you know what, hold on, let's just like live one more day, right some wrongs, cross some things off our list before we ultimately end it, which totally sounds like a premise you've seen plenty of times. They're going to go spend one last day, realize there's a lot to live for, and carry on. Well, I'm not spoiling anything, but it's not going to go down that cookie cutter avenue you think it will. And it's a bummer of a movie, man. It's a bummer of a movie, but it's incredible.
Isn't it listed as a comedy?
I was going to say that, yeah. But is it like a drama comedy?
I got to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
There's some laughs because there's some funny situations, but it's just not a comedy. It's
not. Christopher Abbott in that movie is my current pick for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. And if he doesn't even get nominated, I'm going to lose my shit.
That's a good one. And Jared Carmichael, who plays the I guess kind of the main actor in that, he directed it as well, and it's his first movie he ever directed. So I'm absolutely gonna. It's not an A24 movie, is it?
No.
It feels very A24.
It does.
That feels like something that could have been an A24 film, but great movie. And then just to finish off, Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping.
So good.
So funny. It's such a good movie. Who hasn't seen it here? I thought one of you hadn't seen it.
Man, it's still on my watch list.
It's just I think George, I think you'd like it because you enjoy Don't Look Up and you enjoy those more satirical movies. And this is like satire to a T. And they
go on, say I wouldn't like it because it's not black and white or something. I'm ready. Go on.
No,
you don't like music,
bros,
right?
Oh, is it like a musical kind of thing?
Yeah, because it's making fun of Justin Bieber.
I like Andy Samberg. He's funny.
Yeah, so basically it's a mockumentary based off like the Justin Bieber documentary. So like it's like he's a pop star and yeah.
Have you like listened to any Lonely Island songs?
Bro, Lonely Island were like huge here. But, like, I used to listen when I was probably 12, 13. I used to listen to them all the time. But they did a song with T-Pain, didn't they, or something?
Yeah, I'm on a boat.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So if you like those songs, the whole soundtrack of Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping is like Lonely Island song.
Okay, I'll probably give it a watch then. To be fair,
yeah.
Cam, what have you been
watching?
It's
so funny. I watched Inside. I watched Heat, The Florida Project. Halloween Ends. Obviously, I wanted to see Rose this week. Didn't have time. I wanted to see Decision to Leave. Didn't have time. So that stinks, but those are the big new releases. I don't know if I talked about Do Revenge last week, but I kind of liked it. Not like saying it's the best thing ever, but just kind of liked it. And I fucking love Olivia Rodrigo. So every time her music comes on, I'm cheering for that.
Cam, you're seeing Bros next week, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, if I have time, life is
same.
crazy.
You might be speaking about it next week anyway.
Yeah, you just got it. Whatever. So those are the big ones that I've watched. I'm trying to. Oh, I think I mentioned I watched the Midnight Club. It's a new show. I haven't done a review about it on TikTok, and every morning I wake up and I'm like, maybe I'll do a review about it today. Then I don't. Yeah, those are the big ones.
What made you want to rewatch Inside? Because I know you said you don't rate it because it's not like a movie to you.
No, so I watched it during quarantine, and I didn't rate it as a movie, but then the ReelTok collection, it was on there. So I was like, shit, are we rating this thing as a movie? And I didn't remember loving it. But I kind of loved it this time. Like, I don't think it's the best thing ever. And again, it's hard to rate as a movie because it's just a hour special on Netflix, and it's just Bo Burnham sitting in his house singing songs. But like you said, Tyler, it's one of the most like impressive things in movies or in just like film in general, of just him writing all these songs and directing everything and setting everything up. Like, it's incredible. I just don't think it's the best thing ever. I don't know. It's hard. It's like Hamilton. Like, I'd never rate Hamilton as a movie. But I fucking love Hamilton to death, just because it's on Disney Plus. It's not like a movie, it's just weird. Yeah. But
I'll speak for a couple of mine. I watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which was great. Gonna need a rewatch though, because I feel like I gave it a disservice doing a 4.5, but there's a lot of complexity to that film. So I will need to rewatch that. I watched Little Women, which I enjoyed, about 4 out of 5. And also What We Do in the Shadows, I watched yesterday, which was a lot funnier than I expected. George, you should watch that. You will probably like it. But yeah, I think we'll go on to some of the reviews now, because we are speedy. We are getting through the time here. We'll start with Halloween Ends now. Incredibly dumb. The direction they took with this was ridiculous. George,
Tyler, can we spoil it? Like, we can have 2 sections, but
I promise you, I will not care about anything.
We'll do non-spoiler first.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then, okay, so George, how stupid was this? Like, yeah, go on.
They just, God fucking Christ. This is such an absolute disrespect to 2 of the most iconic horror, one of the most iconic horror villains and one of the most iconic horror final girls ever.
Can I call a timeout?
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people saying this is a disservice to this franchise. This franchise outside of the first sucks. So
no, I'm not saying this is a disservice. I'm just saying it just feels so disrespectful that this movie was marketed as this grand finale between the Laurie and Michael saga. Everything that we've been watching since John Carpenter's original Halloween, it was going to come to a nice conclusion here. Michael and Laurie were not even the main characters of the fucking movie.
This is the non-spoiler section.
That's not a spoiler. I don't care.
I replied to your tweet.
Yeah, fair. Spoiler, but it's Michael was sidelined. Laurie was sidelined. They decided to get so experimental and attemptive creative.
This is not the time for that.
It's not. I would have much rather just a very bland, cut and dry, cookie cutter finale, because the series hasn't been good at all. Halloween Kills was ass.
Halloween was pretty good.
Halloween was
2018 was good. Everything outside of that ass, besides obviously John Carpenter's original, there were just one too many interesting decisions made in this movie. When we get to the spoilers, there are 2 reasons why I have 2 particular scenes why I have this rated as high as a 1.5.
As high.
Yeah.
Generous.
I still think that's generous, because that's assuming a 30%, which I just think is wildly generous. But there is a reason for that rating. But when we get into spoilers, I'll talk more about that.
Tom, do you want to?
It's a horror movie that made me laugh more than most comedies do now.
Same.
And this is where I say I enjoy a shitty watch every once in a while. It just makes me laugh, and my wife, who loves Halloween, the film franchise, it's bad when she says, that was all right. But she loves this franchise so much, So that's that to her is this is ass.
That's like you saying an MCU film.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
When Corey dropped the line where he's like, "I'll light the match," my theater like audibly
Wow.
laughed.
Yeah,
That's
same.
so
literally.
Mine as well. Yeah.
And let me just say, this is my favorite movie of the year. This is without a doubt my favorite movie of the year, and that's for one reason. So Thursday night I was going to go see it, but then I was going to have my mom watch our son. Me and my wife were going to go see it in theaters, but then I did like the trivia, real talk or film talk trivia with Josiah. Failed miserably at that.
But we'll get on to
Yeah, we had some stuff going on. Couldn't find a showtime that worked for us, so unfortunately we couldn't go see it. But then on Friday, my wife's mom took Bailey, and then I realized, hey, this is on Peacock. So me and my wife sat in our bed and just watched this movie for 2 hours.
And it was phone.
No, it was on the TV this time, but it was quiet for 2.5 hours. 2 hours. Best movie I've seen all year. I loved it. My favorite viewing experience all year. I love my son to death. I would do anything for that kid. He's loud and he cries a lot, or not too much, but best viewing of the year.
We can't really say too much.
All of my
just get into
spoilers.
Yeah, the spoilers.
I gave it a 20. I gave it a 24 out of 100.
How is
Sorry.
Mike Myers getting sidelined in the finale of Halloween?
How is Mike Myers getting his ass kicked by?
But no, I said this in my review. He gets intimidated by like a 12-year-old with a mullet in like a weird like tracksuit thing. It's so dumb.
The bullies are so.
Oh my god!
They're 1995
varsity jacket, like
it's so. They're banned. It's a varsity jacket for band players. And hey, if you play band, that's wonderful. Good on you. And why are you bullying a random guy?
They also tried to like push this relationship between Corey and whatever her name is, Allison, I think.
That shows how
Laurie's granddaughter. They're trying to push this relationship on us with two characters that I could not care less about. It was so rushed. It just felt so weird. The scene where Corey looks at her and goes, "I murdered someone," and then she like,
she just brushes.
Well, I think she thought he was talking about which. Can we start off? This movie opens up. My first laugh.
That blindside.
No, that
was
is
my first laugh.
That's one of the two reasons why I have this movie rated so highly. I thought that was
so highly.
It
was
1.5.
People like it. Just the way people laughed.
It came out of nowhere.
So
I was
Tyler,
really
I'm gonna
expecting that whole scene. Explain the scene.
I'm gonna explain it.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
This is set a year after Halloween Kills. If you've seen that, it's the
course.
Halloween. No, so this kill the start. It's set a year after Halloween Kills. It's the next Halloween, and this kid Corey is a 21-year-old babysitting another kid on Halloween night, and this other kid is just this dickhead who's an asshole, and he's making fun of Corey because one of my points, it's not cool to be meta in your own show if you want me to take you seriously. So he's like, the little kid's like, Michael Myers doesn't kill the kid, he always kills the babysitters. It's not cool to be meta in your own movie if you want me to take it seriously. I say that after watching the She-Hulk finale, which is extremely meta, and enjoyed that a lot. But this movie that's a horror and is supposed to be like serious the whole time is like trying to be meta, whatever. This kid's like making fun of Corey, like, haha, you're afraid of Michael Myers, whatever. And then he starts off, he like runs away and like hides. Like Corey's like, we can play hide and seek. He hides, whatever. You know, he's like, it's doing the horror tropes of like, you can't find the kid. You think maybe Michael Myers is in the house. Corey was cutting something up. The knife's gone. I think that's this point, whatever. Corey gets locked in the attic. And so he's locked in the attic and he's trying to bust down the door, kick it down. He's like, I'm going to kill you, kid. I'm going to fucking whatever. The parents walk in as Corey kicks this door open. The door hits the kid with enough force to swing him three stories over the railing. Kid splat, dead on impact. I started hysterically laughing.
It was
out of nowhere.
Bro, listen, that's a brilliant subversion of expectation.
I guess, yeah, dude.
That happened, and I
was
like, whoa. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I guess. But that kind of starts Corey off on this, like, down on his luck. He gets out for like manslaughter, so it's not like actually murder, whatever. So then it's 4 years later when the movie's actually set, and Corey's like known as this like child killer, which unfortunate. Yeah, really sucks for him. He finds Michael Myers in a fucking cave. Michael Myers has telekinesis or something and can see into his eyes and see that he killed this kid and sees the evil in Corey. Corey becomes Michael Myers.
They have like a wrestling match and he just gets like outdone easily.
Dude.
Oh, shout out to the film that the kid chose as well, George.
Facts. That was the best
shout
part
out
of the
to
movie.
John Carpenter. I was hoping that'd stay on.
That was the best part of the movie when they panned over to the TV screen and we were watching the thing for like 6 seconds.
Best part of the film.
But also, that intro scene is one of the reasons why I rated so highly, because I thought that was genuinely like a good scene and it was like out of nowhere hysterical. And also another scene that I genuinely liked was when Laurie faked her suicide. I thought that was a very well acted.
I saw it coming, but
I saw it coming. I also just wish that at that moment it wasn't Corey in the Michael mask. I wish it was like that scene would have meant so much more if it was actually Michael. And again, Tyler, you didn't watch the movie, but Corey, this new character, is in Michael's mask more than Michael is, and it's kind of stupid.
Michael is barely in the film.
I guess now it's canon that Michael's mask is like the source of Michael's power. So Corey starts like killing and like feeling like better because he's bullied by these fucking high schoolers that doesn't matter, all suck. Like, and then there's two girls.
Why can't they make some bullies that are actually intimidating? Like, how hard is it to do?
Dude, like they have a mullet, and the two girls are like, "Hey, you don't have to bully him." And then but then they're also still like hanging out with him after they push Corey over a rail, and that's how he finds the sewer, like off a bridge. He falls 50 feet and is fine.
Doesn't die.
Yeah. They think he dies, and then like later in the movie, the girls are mad at him at that time. Sorry. And then later in the movie, the girls are like still friends with them. You think these two just killed someone. Like, what the hell? Yeah. And it's just, oh my God, it sucks so bad. Okay. And the bullies say my favorite line of any movie ever. This is number one, the best quote in cinema. The bullies are trying to get Corey to buy them beer. And then once they realize it's Corey, who killed the child and is known for that, they say, killed a kid and two pussy to buy us beer. Awesome. Incredible screenwriting.
Oh, the script was just it was full of moments like
two pussy to buy us beer. Awesome.
It was so many moments, so much dialogue that was just like that. It was just I knew this was going to probably be bad. This exceeded my expectations as to how bad.
I didn't think it'd be this bad.
It's worse than Kills for me. I think it's worse.
I think it's a fairly good amount worse than Kills.
Yeah, I have it below Kills.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a hot take, but I like Kills is a bad movie, but at least there's a lot of kills.
There's a lot of what people watch it for.
They both suck.
Yeah, but
so Tyler, look forward to watching this anyway.
Yeah. So last week going into it, George was saying, because we were saying like, oh, will it really end? And George was like, I bet the end of the movie will be Michael dropping the mask and then a kid picking it up. So it sounds like to me like that was kind of just the beginning where the kid, someone's already replaced it at the beginning.
The kid steals the mask from Michael, like
somehow beats Michael in a fight, takes the mask,
wrestles him down, grabs the mask, and Michael's like on the floor, like.
And then hold on, the scene where Corey lures that police officer into
the tunnel.
Am I bugging to think that Michael was like gaining strength by killing him? Is that what they were?
No, that's what it was. Yeah,
that was right.
When he was that was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Stupid.
Weird. Well, no, that's what we were saying. Like the point, I guess now the mask is what like gives him his strength after he kills someone. So Corey was like getting beaten up during this movie, cut his hand on a beer can, whatever. Or actually, no, it was a chocolate milk bottle.
Chocolate goes straight through.
But then, and then like he takes the mask and he's starting to heal. He fell from this 20-foot, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's just like it's such a stupid thing, and they blame Laurie the entire movie for Michael like being back. Everyone blames her, dude. She didn't let him out. She was just like preparing for. And then the entire last movie, she was sitting in a fucking hospital. She's barely in this goddamn reboot trilogy. So bad, man.
But do you want to give ratings? So I give it a 1. Yeah,
I tried to say this before we got into spoilers. But I give it a 24 out of 100 and
So
one star.
Just the one, yeah. And George, bit generous.
Half a bit generous.
Purely for the first scene. And
Yeah, for the first scene.
And then I have a lot of random points, as I make during this movie weirdly centers around a radio channel, like the 94.9 or whatever it is, weirdly centers around this radio character, and it's like, who's listening to the radio anymore?
This is a dumb character.
This works with almost every movie now, and every like horror movie. This doesn't work in a 2022. Michael Myers would be spotted on a fucking camera walking to Laurie's house in a second. Doesn't work in a 2022 movie. Doesn't matter, but whatever. This movie asks a very important question. It asks, what would happen if Michael Myers wanted to kill a bunch of people, but also have sex? And that's what Corey's doing this whole time. He is just trying to fuck Laurie's daughter, but he also wants to kill people. And also my tweet, when I tweeted Laurie and Michael kiss at the end, not that far off, because if you think of Corey now as Michael Myers with the mask, he fucks Laurie's daughter. So that's not that far off. Also, this movie implies if you have a mental health problem, just kill people. That'll make it better. The most accurate thing that this movie portrays is that someone psycho enough to become Michael Myers doesn't have an iPhone. Because he's texting in green, he's texting in green messages, and then
you've got an Android. Though,
that's like you.
I do not have an Android. Fuck off. And then last point is, why they got that dude on that car? Because they just string him up on the car and bring him to the car.
That was my stupidest.
And that's when I tweeted, if I were Laurie, I would string Michael Myers up and let the city folk beat him up like with a piñata.
Bro, when Laurie stepped into the grinder, or like before the grinder, I really thought she was gonna send herself with Michael through it.
Oh my god!
I didn't like it. A lot of people liked it. I didn't like it.
So Michael Myers is dead. But I also saw, if you guys didn't see my other tweet, I tweeted a lot about this movie. Someone tweeted like, theory, the Michael Myers evil transferred into Laurie because she kept his mask, to which I replied, theory, if they make another one of these, I'll commit arson.
That's a good Twitter plug. Everyone go follow our Twitter.
Yeah, dude, my Twitter feed, I like, not to toot my own horn, I think I have some good tweets. The Halloween finishes is I'm most proud of.
It was dumb, didn't like it, and it was too much. George, you're the only one who's seen Hellraiser, am I right?
Yeah, I think so. No, you guys saw it.
I'll just run through really quickly, because obviously we are running through time. My thoughts on decisions to leave. You go through your thoughts on Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'll do Hellraiser really quick. Go. Decision to leave.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought Decision to Leave was really good. It was definitely one of my favorite cinema experiences of the year. Probably top 5 of the year so far for me. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's not your classic Chan-wook film. It's very light. I don't know if I told you all this actually. It's quite comedic a lot of the time. There is some genuinely really funny moments, and it's meant to be. The camera work, the editing, just perfectly satisfying, masterfully worked. Every frame fixated, engaged. It is very complex. It does take a lot to follow sometimes. That was the only negative I had with the film, was sometimes it got too much and it kind of piled on you. But this was one of those where this was obviously a passion project. He clearly had as much enjoyment making this as like the viewer enjoyed watching it. It doesn't follow a particularly linear approach. It utilizes a lot of flashbacks. But yeah, I can see. I can't remember for the life of me the main actress's name, but I can honestly see her getting an Oscar nomination. Like, she was that good. She was fantastic in the film. Chemistry between the two was amazing. It's a drama, romance, and obviously, I'll go through the synopsis of the film. So it's about a seasoned detective who investigates a suspicious death of a man on a mountaintop. Soon he begins to suspect that the woman that has basically murdered someone, and then follows on, and they kind of fall together. Loads of shit happens. It's the same director as Old Boy, Handmaiden, incredible films. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I would definitely recommend going to see it if you can. I can understand why a lot of people wouldn't love it, but for me, it was really, really good. So I'll give my quick thoughts on that. George, Hellraiser, I haven't got around to it yet. Do you want to give your thoughts?
You're muted.
George, you're muted, George.
He loves doing that, doesn't he?
I swear I hit the button. I know I hit the button. It's a painfully average movie, which in like the grand scope of like Hellraiser movies means it's like really good because this franchise sucks. I do respect that at like their 12th or 13th movie, they're taking risks. There are a lot of interesting choices made here that some I vibed with, some I didn't really vibe with. There are a lot of I feel like before this Hellraiser, a lot of the Hellraiser movies just attempted to be just cut and dry copy and paste of the OG just to try to like rebuild that magic. And I think this movie does it better than everything. They've incorporated a lot of like modern horror techniques and editing choices that I really appreciated. Unfortunately, it was executed in just a very lackluster way. And I said this in my TikTok review. The main character of this movie is not a good person. And like, I hated her as a character. And I just don't like when like movies have characters that I don't love because like I don't want to root for her. Like, I don't want anyone to win in this movie. I don't know if you guys watched the Rosamund Pike movie, I Don't Care, from last year, but like, I had the same critique for that movie. Like, every single character in that movie sucked. Like, they were so abysmal. I had such a deep hatred for every single one of those characters, and it made an otherwise good movie fall a little flat for me because I just didn't want to root for anyone, and I thought that's where Hellraiser kind of lost me a little bit. The updated Pinhead design is gross, like in a good way though. Yeah, but overall, bland, painfully average with cheap skin.
What was your score?
2.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Yes,
which is high for the Hellraiser franchise.
Yeah, no doubt. I didn't even like the original, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you don't need to waste your time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. So we are finally at the game of the week, and shout out to Josiah on TikTok. He created a great game where he was Film Talk Trivia. Our resident Cam was on it a few days ago. Cam, would you like to tell everyone about your performance on that?
I missed a Star Wars question. I missed a
Moana question.
I missed a Moana question. I missed a Big Sick question, which are movies I praise all the time on here. I also, sorry, I realized what happened. It said it sounded like I said I've never seen the Truman Show. But I realized no. I said I said the question. He'd never seen Water. Yeah, which was a stupid answer. But so
it was a you answer.
Yeah. And then I missed a Slumdog Millionaire show question, which I think
I would have missed that question too.
Oh, Cam just dropped out.
Do you want to clip this out so we can get back into this?
Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see how good the editing can do at this hotel.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, Slumdog Millionaire.
All right, okay. Yeah, so Slumdog Millionaire. All these questions were like things I'm like, damn, I think I should know that, which pisses me off more. I'd rather just not know them, and be like, shit, there's no way I'm gonna get that. The Slumdog Millionaire was a question, and I didn't even make it through all 10 questions. You only have 90 seconds, which is just hard in general. And you know me, I talk and I just like fucking go on tangents. So I didn't get to my MCU question, which was what's the lowest grossing movie in the MCU box office wise?
Thor: Dark World.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Thor: Dark World.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, I believe it's the Incredible Hulk. If he,
you don't even have the answer, you're gonna get a trivia question. Just leave
I mean, I think that's what he told me.
The man doesn't even have the answer.
So you would have went 2 out of 10 then, I guess.
Basically, what we've done, or what I've done, is basically chosen. We're going to do 5 questions from each decade from the 90s.
It's the Incredible Hulk. So I did have the answer, you dickheads.
We're going to go through like 5 questions for each decade from the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. In terms of how we do it as well, I'm just going to basically say 5 from each one, and then I'll get the answers from all of you at the end, and you can say how many you got right. Do we prefer doing it in rounds, or do we prefer going over every answer at the end?
I prefer rounds.
So just go over it after rounds. Right, sound. Yeah. So we shall kick off with the 1990s. First question.
It's going to be difficult.
Which actor appeared in the most films in the 90s? And for a bonus point, how many?
Which actor appeared in the most films?
The most in the 90s.
And we're all writing these down, right?
Yeah,
I'm doing it on my phone, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing these down. I have literally no idea. I'm gonna go with this guy. I don't think it's right, but that's
Yeah,
what
I'm
gonna
taking
go
a
with.
guess, man. I
Yeah.
hate I love
let me
trivia
know-
so much, but I suck at
Are you going to
it.
guess the amount as well? Yeah.
I'm guessing, yeah. My man is not right, but whatever.
Okay. Which actor won 2 back-to-back Oscars for Best Actor in the 90s?
Oh, shit, I feel like that should be an easy one.
I
Should
thought this
be.
would. I thought this would be an easy one.
No, I know.
I forget when half these movies come out. I'm not going to Google anything, so that
got
it
that
doesn't
one.
look like I Google.
Yeah, my hands are up. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I was going to Google like
Respectfully,
when a
the-
movie came out.
I
No.
think the
I know.
The answer to question 2 is who I put for question 1.
You know, I almost did that, but I thought not.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Third question: which film is the runner-up to Titanic as the highest-grossing '90s film?
Oh,
Shit.
you're bugging. I have no idea.
I think I should know it. I'm looking on my movie poster thing.
That's the highest grossing 90s film.
I'm gonna guess a movie that's not even from the 90s.
Well, don't guess it.
Well, I don't know when.
I think he's saying he's accidentally just going to guess one and it's going to end up not even be from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Are we all ready? Yeah.
It sucks.
this is
Thank you.
we're being
I
I
exposed.
thought. You know what? I
I
thought
love
some of
this.
these, but
We're being
I love
exposed like crazy.
Question 4: Spielberg has won Best Picture at the Oscars once. For what '90s film did he win this award?
That's an easy one.
So I'm gonna be straight up. This is it. This question was in Josiah's
Was it?
something
No,
like
he asked a variation of this
a
question.
variation of
He
it.
asked about Spielberg's
I might have got
directing. He asked about Spielberg's directing.
I
I'm
might
pretty
have got
sure
the
I'll get that
inspiration
one.
from then, sound.
That's all right.
Question 5. This might be a bit hard. Which '90s Best Picture winner has the lowest average rating on Letterboxd?
Oh,
90s best.
You know what? Actually, is that hard?
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, is it? I have an answer. I don't even know if it won Best Picture though.
You can get an extra point for saying the rating as well.
I don't even know if I have a movie from
I have an answer.
1990 in mind.
Go through these.
I would struggle with this, Cam, if it was someone else. Like, this is quite hard. Everyone done?
I'm done.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Do you want me to say the answer? Do you want to go around and give your answer?
Let's-
Just read the question and say the answer. I
Okay.
think.
Which
and then-
actor appeared in the most films in the '90s? The answer was Samuel L. Jackson.
Fuck, I was
Shit,
gonna-
man.
really?
You
That seemed like the obvious choice.
How many? How many?
guess.
It's
16.
gotta be. It's gotta be like 50.
16.
42. 42. That's a
X.
lot of films to pick.
Yeah, that's
X,
absurd.
L.
I want to know what you all put for that one.
I put
Tom Hanks.
Robert De Niro. I just took a guess.
I
don't
put
know.
Morgan Freeman.
That's a
good
good
answer.
guess.
Which two actors won 2 back-to-back Oscars?
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back Oscars in the '90s.
Nope.
Tom Hanks.
Your answer was Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
good
for
job. George.
Forrest Gump
So
and
George has
Philadelphia.
one.
Knew it.
Philadelphia.
That hurts. That hurts.
Which film then is the run-up to Titanic is the highest-grossing '90s film? Your answer was Phantom Menace.
Fuck.
Wow.
Wow.
Which surprised.
That's so.
Wow.
Damn it! I said Blade Runner.
I said Forrest Gump.
Same
When did
here.
Blade Runner come out?
Blade Runner's '80s.
I didn't know that, dude. I took a guess.
Damn it.
Shit.
Uh,
So
okay, Spielberg won 1 Best Picture at the Oscars. Was for what '90s film did he win it for? Schindler's List.
Yeah.
List.
All right, I got one.
Ooh, got one.
I
That
got
was
one.
quite an easy one.
Shout out Josiah.
one.
I shouldn't have put that in. I didn't even realize. Which '90s Best Picture winner has the lowest average rating on Letterboxd? Your answer was Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, fuck
I said
me.
I said Schindler's List because it's the only Oscar I knew from the 90s.
That's probably the highest.
I know,
That's
I
probably
know.
the highest one.
I
I
know.
said Crash, but I think Crash is from like 2003 or something.
That's
right?
like
Yeah.
yeah.
I said LA Confidential, but I don't even know if that won Best Picture.
No, I think that did win Best Picture, but that's quite high. I think on Letterboxd.
2000s is maybe where I'll start.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the
Okay.
2020s.
All right, I got
Okay,
a nice
do that.
2 out of 5. 2
I'm
out of 5.
1 for 5.
3 females have won Best Director at the Oscars ever. The first for a 2000s film. Name the director and the film.
Easy.
Yeah, I
Wait,
thought.
can you repeat that question for me? Sorry.
So 3 females have won Best Director at the Oscars ever. The first for a 2000s film. Name the director and the film.
I think I if I don't know it, then I don't know.
This was an easy one.
I think, yeah.
I didn't get this.
We all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 2. How many Academy Awards did the Lord of the Rings trilogy win?
Oh, easy. No. Don't be stupid, George.
I don't know if this is easy for me.
I know what you've done there, George.
I have a number down, but I don't know if this is how many they won or how many they were nominated for.
Yeah.
I'm going with this number.
Okay.
I took a guess.
And leading on, at the start of Return of the King, Smeagol kills his cousin over the ring. What was his cousin's name?
God, you're such a fuck.
You're such a-
Beagle.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm taking a guess.
Dumb question.
Hey, I like that question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
None of us are getting it.
Okay, question 4. Name 5 actors who were in the stacked cast Scorsese film Gangs of New York.
Say that again.
Name 5 actors who were in the film.
Oh God.
What do you mean? Oh God!
I just said I haven't seen it.
Oh right.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Apologies.
Uh,
You ready?
I've been ready.
I'm
nothing
I'm not
but-
ready. Give me
Oh.
a sec.
My man.
I got 2. Sorry.
I feel bad because you haven't seen the movie.
I actually assumed that you would say this, to be honest.
We just talked about it earlier, but
Yeah,
understandable.
but I made the quiz before half an hour ago.
All right, go.
Okay, 5. How much weight, you have to be exact here, did Christian Bale lose to play his role in The Machinist? That's a well-spoken about thing in media. Like,
I agree, but I've definitely seen it before.
you
but-
will have seen that plenty of times.
I don't know. I'm taking a wild guess.
Definitely a round number.
I'm taking a wild guess. My guess isn't even in pounds, it's kilograms.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll have to do some conversion then because I've got it down in pounds.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a legitimate pound. I'm not getting it right anyways. I'll go with this number. All right.
Sound. Okay, so 3 women have won Best Director of the Oscars, first for a 2000s film. Name the director and the film. It was Catherine Bigelow with The Hurt Locker.
Sure.
All right, got
Easy.
1. Anything,
2.
Nope.
Nope, did not
Nope.
get that.
All
I
right.
got that one.
2. How many Academy Awards did Lord of the Rings win? Now, they were nominated for 30.
And they won 11.
No,
11.
They won 17.
They won 17 Academy Awards?
Hey, I
17.
guess 11 too, George. Good job.
I put 1.
Wait, Return of the King won 17 Academy Awards? That's not
I never
Lord of the Rings.
said Return of the King. I said the trilogy.
He said
Oh,
the trilogy.
fuck
Yeah, I
off.
think you might be
That's
right
a George
about
L.
Oh
I said-
my God.
This
That's
one,
such an L.
someone said the answer to this one. At the start of Return of the King, Smeagol killed his cousin over the ring. The cousin's name's Deagle, and I'm sure someone said that.
it. I said Beagle like the
you were
dog.
close. You
I
were
said
close.
Brodo.
I said Cam Walsh.
I said Smythe.
I got Brodo.
Brodo. Love it.
Okay,
God.
so I don't know how I'm going to read this one. I can't read the whole cast list, but does anyone want to actually have a go at naming 5 cast members from the Gangs of New York?
George can probably.
Yeah, I have Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo
Yep.
DiCaprio, Cameron
Yep.
Diaz, Liam Neeson, and John C.
Yep.
Reilly.
Yep. Anyone else? I got 5.
Yeah, I got Leo, Daniel Day-Lewis, Matt Damon, Kate Blanchett, and Marissa Tomei.
Brilliant. No. Tyler?
Was Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it?
No.
Oh,
Okay, well then that was my 5th. I'm wrong, so I got it
that's
wrong.
a tough set.
That's unfortunate.
I hadn't seen it in a long time.
It's a brutal
Okay,
set.
I expect you to get a lot of these ones right. Like 2010s, 2020s.
Wait,
wait,
how much weight did he
wait.
lose?
Wait, did
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So Christian Bale lost 62 pounds.
Damn.
Wow.
I guessed 82.
I had originally guessed 62 kilograms, and then I changed it to
62
106.
kilograms, bro. That's like 130 pounds. Or something.
I don't know the conversion.
Tyler,
Oh,
what did you say?
I said 80, so not right.
Okay, fine. 2010s.
Yes.
In what year did not arguably, one of the best actors of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis, retire?
Oh, he retired. Okay. I have my answer. Because it was after a movie.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Cam, you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah, I have an answer, but I don't think it's right.
In what 2010s film is this quote from? I've got nothing left to lose. Nothing can hurt me anymore. My life is nothing but a comedy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, okay. That's
Come on. Are
Bro,
you kidding? Are we serious?
Yeah, I know.
I think I have it. I don't know.
What are we doing here?
Trying to think when a movie came out. I don't want to look anything up. But...
I had to give you an easy one. You've been playing they're too hard, so I have to throw them in there, don't I?
Hey, I've been
Again,
doing okay.
this might be an easy one. What film beat Toy Story 3, Inception, The Social Network, and Black Swan to win Best Picture for that year?
This pisses me off so fucking much. Fuck this movie.
I didn't get into movies until recently, so I
feel like this is one
it.
that people know.
This is the most absurd Oscar win of all time.
I can't think of it. I don't know.
Any guess?
The Babadook.
That is like the worst.
Like, come on, bro.
Okay. How many X's does Scott Pilgrim have to defeat? Now.
Oh shit! I just watched this.
Have all of you seen this? Because if you haven't, there is a sound that goes.
I've also used this audio.
The audio goes around all the time, so people should know this.
I think it's this. And I
Damn
know
it,
this audio.
Yeah.
The audio, I was playing it through my head.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Sound. What was Samuel L. Jackson's character called in Django Unchained?
God, dude, you're such an asshole. I know these
I don't
movies.
think that's.
I know.
Listen,
No, that's
listen.
not a hard one. I
That's
can't.
an easy one.
I'm
it's
so
not
bad
easy,
at
but it's
trivia,
one that we should know this as film bros. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is
I love Django too.
Are we ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in what year did one of the best actors of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis, retire? It was 2017.
Yes.
Bang.
I knew it. It was
Got
after
one.
Phantom.
Oh, I'm proud of
I got one.
In what 2010 film is this quote from? I'm not reading the quote again. It's Joker.
It's Joker.
Yep.
Okay.
I thought Joker was 2020 for some reason.
2019, yeah.
Okay.
2019.
What film beat Toy Story 3, Inception, Social Network, and Black Swan to win Best Picture? It's The King's
Speech.
Oh, okay. I put the Babadook.
Which is crazy. Can't just
3
say.
for 3 right now.
How many X's does Scott Pilgrim have to defeat?
7.
7.
Yes.
7.
Oh,
yes.
I put 13.
Shout out TikTok audio. Wow, I went 5 for 5 here.
Okay.
What's the last one?
What was Samuel L. Jackson's character called in Django Unchained? Steven.
I put Django.
That's a good showing right there. That's a good showing right there. You put Django?
Dude, if I don't know it, I'm just going to guess something random. Like, I didn't actually think it was Django.
You could probably guess something random and still get that, to be fair.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess Gerald.
Okay, so
right.
this, honestly, 2020's questions is quite hard because it's so relevant. It's hard to find ones that are going to be difficult. Okay, so Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza. Where is it set?
Oh my God, I just looked this up while I was with Victoria in California.
Really?
Unless California was the answer, unless you're looking for a specific city in California.
Specific,
Okay.
yeah, specific.
Oh, fuck me.
I think I know. I don't know it.
I have no idea. And I literally looked this up when I was with Victoria.
I
don't
know.
I hate this. I hate this set. It makes me feel stupid, which I am. But
Which NBA player played the main antagonist in the movie Hustle?
Oh,
Boom, baby. There finally a sports.
Yeah,
one.
I was gonna say that's a good one for Tyler here. That's
Even
an
I
easy
would
one.
get that one, to be
But
fair.
hold on, you said antagonist, right?
Yeah, antagonist.
I couldn't
Okay.
think the main protagonist's name anymore.
Who won Best Actor and Best Actress at the 2021 Academy Awards?
Easy.
I think that's quite really easy.
That's easy.
It is, but I don't know it.
Oh, come on.
I remember watching it too. Dude, I'm so bad at trivia. It just
Holy
escapes
shit,
my
I'm
mind.
actually blanking on her name though. It's in my fucking fuck.
Come on, man. Are you talking about the most recent Oscars or the Oscars for the year of 2020?
Oh.
Oscars for the year of 2020.
Okay.
Oh
2000.
shit. Okay.
Okay. I was just making sure there.
Are you changing your answer, Tyler? Yeah.
I'm changing my answer. I thought you were talking about like the latest.
No, as in
Oscar.
like when it was. Like,
Okay.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
I need to
That
change
sucks.
mine.
Okay,
Not
let me
a
know
huge
when you're ready.
Oscars guy. Tough.
I'm not, to be fair.
I don't have it.
This question is absolutely stupid, but I was really struggling. What is the exact runtime of the incredibly entertaining Indian action film RRR or Triple R?
Oh God.
Are you kidding me?
Bro,
Are you looking for minutes or like
minutes?
in minutes? So it's got to be. I'm gonna go with this.
I think I'm gonna go 1 for 5 on all of them. Oh no, I got 2 last time. It's okay. It's a
Ready?
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question. What are, so far this year, the 2 tied lowest letterboxd average rated films?
It's gotta be. I know one of them, but this.
I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do, George.
I mean, if it's not.
Wait, no, why am I saying that? No.
I took
now,
a guess.
Well, now I'm gonna
All
change my answer because
I took a guess.
Okay.
That,
Are we ready? Yeah?
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is Licorice Pizza set? Does anyone want to shout an answer?
Is it West something?
No,
I
it's
said-
San Fernando Valley.
Oh, you fuck! I knew it. I fucking googled that.
Wait, where is it?
San Fernando Valley, LA.
Oh shit.
Oh, I put. Wait,
I put
hold on.
Sacramento.
I put LA down. Does that count?
No.
No.
Okay, whatever.
No.
Fuck me.
Which NBA player played the main antagonist in Hustle? Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards.
That I got. There's my one.
There you go.
Who won?
You're gonna
Best
piss me off
Actor,
so much for this answer.
Best
I can get
actor and
it.
best actress. In the 2021 Academy Awards, it's Anthony Hopkins and Frances McDormand.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got Francis McDormand. I couldn't think.
Yeah.
It's the
You can have
it's
half.
the-
You can have half a point. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's the father. No,
Have you seen The Father?
no, I haven't. But I
Have
know
any-
everyone.
that's on the ReelTok thing that we speak about.
Yeah, I
You need to
have.
watch it, don't you? It's amazing.
You're the only one that's seen it.
What is the exact runtime of the incredibly entertaining Indian film Triple R or R, whatever it is?
181.
Cam?
Oh, I guessed 198.
I'm saying
I
181.
didn't think I was
George,
close. I didn't think I was
George.
close though.
George, it's 182.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, that's such
You
a.
know-
I didn't.
Oh,
I
boy.
honestly, I threw out a number and I didn't think it was like anywhere near.
I knew it was like just over 3 hours. Oh, that's so infuriating.
Last one, and I want to hear you answer this one. The 2 tied lowest letterboxd average rated films of the year so far. George, I want to hear what you were going to say.
I put Marmaduke and Me Time.
No, you're wrong on both of them.
I put Marmaduke
Really?
in 365 days.
You're right on one of them. Which 365 days?
The first one is what I. Or no, that
The
came out
second
last year. I guess the second one. Yeah.
Okay, Tyler, what did you say?
I have Marmaduke in the bubble.
Marmaduke is not on there. That's third. It is the 2 365-day films.
Wow.
They are both at a 0.9 average rating.
That's so.
Even
fucking-
Marmaduke beats that. That's at a 1.
Oh my god.
Wow.
All right, I went 11 for 20. I'll take that.
Yeah, George definitely won.
Total scores?
I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5.
Brilliant.
5 for
I
20.
had 6.
Tyler?
6.
George?
11.
George wins.
I told you
Again,
I hate trivia, but I love
without,
trivia.
Even without the minions, George seems to
I
manage
mean,
to win.
come on. The 2010s,
Yeah,
none of us
2010s
could have gotten
people-
any question wrong.
Well,
I don't know
apparently,
shit, man. I'm an idiot.
apparently we could.
We clearly did.
I think the craziest thing is that Cam almost got Smeagol's brother.
He did, yeah.
But when I heard that, I was like,
I know. I just threw out a stupid name. That's so funny.
Probably
you know,
Beagle.
if you'd have put down Beagle, I might have given it you, Cam, because that was just a good guess.
Thank
Right,
you.
realistically.
I wrote Beagle down, but then I said that's stupid. I'm gonna put Smythe, which is just as stupid.
Right.
Oh man, this is
This
our longest
episode has been. We seem to be getting longer every time. Please
We do.
feel free to give us feedback on what you like to hear. If you don't prefer the longer episodes, you prefer a little bit shorter, whatever that is. We're always looking
Also, my question is, if we do
Go on.
another trivia, do you want it to be like a buzz-in style? But clearly, we don't know
I like
questions.
this.
Yeah,
I
the
like
only
Okay.
issue I find with the buzzing is because the mics get muffled if we're all speaking at once. So I might not be able to. But yeah,
We're
give us
race
feedback.
cannon.
Yeah, we could do that. Let us know sort of what you prefer in the podcast. Again, we have to ask. Please make sure you are rating us on Spotify. Give us a sub on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow all our TikToks, Letterboxd, whatever that might be. We really appreciate the support so far. We are 6 episodes in now, and I think all of us would say it's probably been a lot better response than we'd been expecting. It's been brilliant. We've all really enjoyed it, and we're all really thankful for it as well. But yeah, let us know if you want anything improved. This has been episode 6 of the ReelTok Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everyone.